10 minutes.
There's the tunes. Wait, you don't want to listen to this beautiful music?
I do like the beautiful music. It's just, I get so
You're
excited.
ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I'm fucking amped up.
Go! I want to talk!
I've been thinking about this movie shit all day.
I know, we have been talking about it for the last couple days.
Yes. I didn't even make a list. This is how amped up I am. Like, I was just ready for it.
Dude, I 100% knew the moment that I typed that message that said that I was going to ask you to make a list that you wouldn't make a list.
How'd you know that?
Because I know how you are, dude. You're
I love
procrastinator.
Movies.
Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to go get... Oh, wait, we don't need the iPad anymore. You got your beautiful new phone. You should be able to watch the stream right now.
Let me see. But I just don't get a YouTube then. Okay.
Do you have your account set up on YouTube?
Oh, it's all set up. Yeah.
Derpy first. What's up, Derpy? Oh, God, the Bears fans are back. Yes, that's right. Tim is back.
Yes, I am.
Unfortunately, Ryan is not here today. He was unable to... What was it? He couldn't acquire a babysitter?
Yeah. I'm on 7%. What? I must have something running on here.
Oh, dude. I better go get the iPad so you can read the chat.
Yeah,
Hi, Jen. Good to see you, Jen.
Give me the iPad, dude, because
All right, let me
this ain't gonna
scoot
make
away
it.
for a minute there. The countdown's still going.
Do you have a charger for this thing?
Yeah. Is that
Don't worry, it's not cluttered with porn yet. I promise. It's a bigger one, yeah. Yeah, I've been real pumped up about this one, but I know I'm gonna leave some movies out because I've probably seen close to like 20,000 movies, so like I'm like a big movie buff, so I know I'm gonna miss some shit.
You're good. You got a little bit of slack there. So
All right, cool. Okay. Oh yeah, thanks, dude. All right, now how do I get on here so I can check it out? Huh?
I got the iPad right here.
I guess it's... Oh, here we go, look.
Did you get it? Nice.
Cool. Let me click on that.
Yep, and then you can be able to just bring up the chat and everything. Go see it. Our very professional show. Okay, I'm back in the seat.
Oh, here we go.
Boom! I hit the boom button.
Hit the boom button. Where's the John Madden boom button? Or do we get sued for that?
I should get a John Madden boom button.
You might get sued for that.
That's possible.
Didn't he trademark boom? Like, what the hell? Boom!
Boom!
Yeah,
Tenactin.
yeah, dude, that stuff works.
Yeah, Tenactin's good stuff.
I like
it feels
Tenactin.
nice and cool on your feet, on your toesies.
I like to overspray it, though.
Yeah, I get a little crazy with it.
I'm like, I drench my feet.
Turn the sound down on your phone. There you go. Yeah, just turn the volume all the way
Like,
down.
I completely drench my feet.
It's like that nice, cool feeling. It sucks though if you got a little tiny cut or a little scrape between your toes and you hit it with that Tenactin. No, it's rough.
I kind of like that burning feeling. I kind of enjoy that.
Derpy, he says the clowns are on the board. Oh, the draft's going on right now.
Oh, I hope Sanders
Browns must be.
I hope he don't get drafted.
Has Sanders been drafted yet today, Derp? I haven't watched any draft stuff yet today. It just started. Oh no, it started at like 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Rounds 2 and 3 today, I do believe.
I really hope Sanders don't go anywhere.
Dude, he's gonna get picked up. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be like the fucking Raiders.
But you know what though?
Oh, you know who should pick him up? Dude, imagine this. Back up to Caleb Williams. Derpy really wants Sanders in for the Steelers. Now that he's made it into the third round, the Steelers are going to take him. It's going to fucking happen.
He's an asshole. Sanders is an asshole. I'm telling you.
I agree with you. I don't think he's the worst guy to pick, but I think he brings some serious baggage, mostly his dad.
Well, no, but him and Cam Ward were doing a throwing contest thing. Like,
oh, Cam Ward's a real quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like an actual good quarterback.
And Cam Ward, tried to give him like a fucking compliment. And he was like, I don't need your whatever. He said something. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking asshole. You're like, what, 13 and 12, you get your number retired. Cordell Stewart was 27 and 5, and he don't got his number retired.
And Cordell has one of the biggest plays in Colorado, probably the biggest play in Colorado history with that Hail Mary.
I fucking hate Sanders. I really do. I'm not.
I've never been a fan of his dad.
I don't know.
Never liked him. He was a great player, but
I don't know who I dislike more, Jaden Daniels or Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, Shedeur Sanders by a mile. Jaden Daniels didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He just went out there and played good football.
No, he went out. He beat mediocre teams. We're not going to go through this again.
He went to the NFC Championship game.
He beat shitty teams.
Still deserves credit.
He deserves absolutely fuck all for me. He's going to deserve a broken leg next year. He's going to end up like RG3.
Yeah, I know. You keep saying that. And that's such a mean,
spirited
thing.
I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen.
If he played for a different team and the exact same thing happened, would you feel so dirty if it wasn't the Bears?
Dude, if he played for the Bears,
if he played with the Bears, the Bears would have had the exact same season they had.
It would have been worse. He would have been dead.
Nah, he would have played just as well.
He already got injured.
He would have been just as well.
No. He already... Listen.
I can't believe we're talking about Jaden fucking Daniels.
Caleb Williams is the most sacked quarterback. You put Jaden Daniels in that situation, he already got injured once. Dude, he'd be dead. He'd have been dead by week 8.
He's better than Caleb Williams.
No, he's not. Bullshit. Fuck you. He is not better than Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a biracial angel, and you will never speak of him again illy.
Biracial angel?
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm going to go grab another beer.
Grab another beer.
You good on your Coke Zero?
Yeah, I'm going to drink that.
I got some Sprite Zero if you want one.
I don't know if that would even taste good.
It's meh. Ashley bought it. I don't know why.
Is it disgusting?
It's alright.
Oh, I guess he didn't get drafted. We got 3 minutes until... I've been waiting for this movie thing. I've been absolutely waiting for this movie thing all week.
Well, before we get into that, we have to make our big announcement to everybody.
What the?
We'll open the show.
The spoof names.
No, dumbass. Well, yeah, we're gonna do that at the beginning too. Yeah.
Okay.
No, man, we got to talk about how this is the last episode of Two Cranky Jagoffs.
I know.
The final one.
But,
no more episodes of Two Cranky Jagoffs after tonight.
But it will be... Good news will be coming out of it, though. Kind of like Nick Manning when he's dropping loads. Dropping fucking loads.
I need to get a second, just like one of these detachable...
Just for dropping loads.
And just put a bunch of dumb shit on it and just... every week I'll change what's on it and I'll hand it to you and let you play with it.
Oh, I'm going to play with it.
And then as we go, I'll just be like, hit number 3. And then you'll just hit number 3 and it'll be like some random sound effect or a movie clip or something.
We got to get the clip of Bennett screaming on Commando when he gets electrocuted. I don't know if you can do that.
I would have to probably go on YouTube and find the clip and then cut it. Because it's probably not on this... This software I use called Voice Mod. It's pretty cool. You get all that wild sound effects and
I'm gonna come
stuff like that, And the way it works is there's a community who go around and they clip a bunch of shit, then they save them. And they clipped a lot of stuff from all kinds of movies and stuff, and it's all saved onto their little database.
Yeah.
And movies and political stuff and TV shows and whatever, and that's why you get
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, right.
Yeah, so the chances of having the guy screaming on Commando is probably not going to happen.
I'll search it real quick. We'll look.
I mean, how would you even look for it? The movie, just look for
They
the
have
movie.
a little thing here. Search voices, sounds, and Commando?
Yeah.
And what does he say?
He just starts screaming when he throws them into the electric fence. He gets electric. He's like, it's fucking crazy.
Well, Commando scream doesn't come up.
Okay, what about the movie Commando?
A bunch of weird.
Antifreeze. That is not Commando. That is so not Commando. What was that?
It says Suburban Commando.
Oh, that's with
I
Hulk
remember that
Hogan.
movie. Isn't that Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, that movie was terrible. Had the Undertaker in it, though, I believe.
Hostile defeated. It's hostile defeated.
Just a bunch of weird sound effects. Dude.
That's that stupid Hulk Hogan movie.
That's awesome. Oh, wait a minute.
I lied.
That's when he drops Solly off. That's a good one.
Fuck you.
I remember that.
Fuck you, asshole.
Great one.
That's the only Arnold stuff for that movie that comes up.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait a minute.
Get to the chopper! That's Predator.
Yeah, but it's still an absolute classic.
Did you know Billy the Indian was a porn star before that?
It all comes back to porn always with you.
I can't help it. That's what he did for a living before he became an actor.
You're a fucking idiot.
Wait, what was that? That was Christopher Walken, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we found that on one night on the show. We were talking. We found that clip by accident. So
we need to keep that.
Oh, it's there.
You're a fucking idiot.
I love it.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room
the timer ended,
is now
dude.
dumber
Let's do
for
this,
having
man.
listened to it.
You better flip it on over. It's just going to end the music.
All right, flip it on over.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
May God have mercy on your soul. And guys, we're here. Hello.
Here we are.
I'm gonna bring up the chat window real quick, so that the chat comes up on the video, because I like that. I like that when the chat shows up in the replay. That's not it.
The Jagoffs.
There it is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Now I can see the chat. So we teased, and Jen got very in the chat. She gave me a what with 4 question marks when I said that the 2 Cranky Jagoffs is over after tonight. And it's true. We are ending the show. There will be no more episodes of 2 Cranky Jagoffs after tonight. However, we are rebranding. That's what it comes down to. We have renamed the show. Ryan was not here. We were going to start it tonight, but Ryan's not here. He couldn't make it. So it's just us 2 again, the original, the 2 Cranky Jagoffs. And tonight we are the crankiest, most jaggiest, offiest we could be.
We're the originals.
We're going to talk. I've had a couple drinks. We're going to talk about some movies tonight. We're going to make fun of some movie titles. And next week there will be no show. As far as I'm aware, I will have to work. I can't make it. So unless we wanted to get together at some other point during the week, we could do a show if we want. But let's see what's up.
Yeah.
Let's see how the days go out. But the following week, then we will be coming back, and we will be the.
I can't remember.
3 Gooners.
3 Gooners. That's
3
right.
Gooners.
I still think gooning is when you fuck a woman in front of somebody.
I don't think that's gooning. That's cucking.
No, cucking's watching. But I'm pretty sure I seen a clip that says husband goons wife in city park. I guess it's like banging her in public, dude.
Maybe, I don't know. I thought that was like voyeurism or something.
Well, it is voyeurism, but
yeah, I don't know. My point terms, I don't really. There's a few I stick with, and then a bunch of the other ones I don't really dabble in.
But our gooning is a little bit different. We're
basically we just edge people.
Yeah,
we should just call it the 3 Edgers, but then we'd sound like that sounds like a landscaping podcast.
Yeah, it sounds like we're doing it to each other.
Oh wow, that's gross. Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna go skiing? Yeah. Fuck, dude. No, but that's cool because I just want to give a shout out to Ryan for being a big sloppy wet vagina tonight. For not showing
he is
up.
the sloppiest, wettest, most vagina.
I'm probably gonna go up to his house after we leave here and kick him in his genitals repeatedly.
You're gonna slop it in his sloppy vagina?
Oh yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, he's a trans.
But yeah, so that was the big announcement. We teased it a little bit during the countdown, and now we're here. And another thing, in honor of you and conversations that keep coming up. By the way, in case anybody's wondering, to continue, we have to acknowledge that even though the umpire disagrees, we agree that Sid Bream was out.
Sid Bream is definitely out.
He's fucking out. I've been telling you for weeks that I got this hat signed, and I told this story last week.
Yes.
And I finally found the hat the other day, so I wanted to show it to everybody.
Sid Bream's greasy ass hands touched that hat.
Sid Bream touched this hat, and then he signed it, and then he put both of his jersey numbers. It says JER for Jersey, and what is it, 29 and 13?
Then he put on a Braves hat and got thrown out.
Got thrown out by Barry fucking Bonds.
He was out.
Left field.
Don't get me started on this again, because he was fucking out.
I think a lot of people think that. I went back and watched the video recently, and I sent you the video that I watched.
Yeah.
And the video I saw, it's a little tight, but you got him.
To watch.
It's real close. Like it looks like
glove is on his back foot.
It looks like the glove does not hit him on the swipe. It can look like the glove just misses him.
I'm not even going to humor that.
Well, I'm just saying I understand why people think that.
I'm still not going to humor that.
It kind of looks like the glove misses him.
I was there. I seen it. He's out.
You were there in person?
Well, I was at home.
I watched it at home. I remember.
I remember watching it too.
I was like 8, but I watched it.
I was yelling.
We were yelling. My dad and I were freaking out.
Yeah, with my dad yelling. So at the same time, we were yelling at the same time.
We were. We didn't even know each other then.
No, we didn't.
No, I don't think we did. I don't think I met you till high school.
Isn't that amazing?
That's wild.
All right, so what are we starting off with here? What do we got going on here, Jeff, for tonight?
We were talking about movies last week, and it was a fun time. We talked about a list of 90s movies.
Yeah, that was a terrible
But I wasn't
list.
very satisfied because the list sucked.
That list was garbage.
I mean, there was a lot of great movies on it, but we didn't recognize... There were 100 movies. I think we only recognized maybe 40 of them.
I wouldn't even say 40.
There was... I'm not saying there were 40 great ones. I said that we recognized.
No, I'm saying there probably wasn't even 40 that we
There was a
recognized.
lot of, like, Asian films and stuff like that. Whatever.
No fucking, like, they had the Joy Suck
Super
Club on
artsy.
or
Yeah,
like
the
that.
Joy Suck Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit like that. So I thought, you know what? Let's broaden it up and let's talk about our favorite movies of all time. And I thought the best way for us to do it and get through it is to I made up a list of a bunch of different genres of film. You know, like sports, comedy, romantic, drama, shit like that. I don't think I did romantic, but we could do romantic.
Let's not. It'll be nothing but Richard Gere films.
There's a couple of romance or romantic comedies that I can handle that aren't bad. Once in a while, you get a good one. The Proposal's a good one. You ever watch that?
No, but
It's a funny movie. It's Ryan Reynolds, Sandra Bullock.
I just don't.
Sandra Bullock's still beautiful.
Yes, she is.
Still good looking. But Betty White's in that movie. She's hilarious.
Would you do Betty White in her 20s?
In her 20s or in the
her-
1920s?
Well, what's the difference?
She was a child in the 1920s.
Oh, okay. No, in her 20s.
In her 20s?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen pictures of her when she first broke into showbiz. She was in her late 20s.
She was pretty hot.
She was beautiful. And she was a beautiful lady as an older lady.
I don't know.
I think Betty White was a very pretty old lady.
It's
I
hard
wouldn't
to accomplish
break her
that
hip,
goal
but
when they're older.
some do. You know who else is really good looking for an older actress? A very old woman is Helen Mirren. You ever check her out? She's hot, man. She's like 80. She's good looking.
Yeah, but they don't have no butts or nothing. It's like back and crack.
She has a big old rack. Helen Mirren has a giant rack. Check out some clips of her from Excalibur in 1981.
All right,
yeah, she looks good.
I'll take a look. I'll investigate into it and see what's going on.
For her age, she looks real
Yeah.
nice. Like, I wouldn't... I mean, if she came in here right now and give me a gum job, I wouldn't say no.
I would watch. I'd cuck that one.
You would be a gooner. You would goon for us.
Look, I'm telling you, gooning is banging somebody in public.
You're probably right, but I think it's awesome because we are fucking our listeners in public on YouTube every week.
In their ears.
In their ears with our long
Eargasms.
vocal dicks.
Wow. Well, that's the only dick that I'll have that's long, so I guess I'll be happy with the long vocal dick.
Your vocal dick will reach the back of the ear canal, whereas your man dick will not reach the back of their
They
throats.
call that shinshi.
What does that mean?
In the ear hole.
Jen says, giant racks suck. I hate mine. Jen, we don't believe you.
I've never seen it.
We would have to judge.
I'd definitely have to judge
But
it.
if you hate it, we understand. You know, you do you.
I'll drop my phone number here and
Just get on the Discord. We have Two Dumb Yinzers has a Discord. She's on it. Yeah, she posts all the time on there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she bought some Two Dumb Yinzers merch recently, like a T-shirt, because the podcast, they have T-shirts and shit.
What?
No shit.
Where's our T-shirts at, Jeff?
Oh, I told you, man. We got to get some T-shirts. We got to get some logos together, and then we got to find us a website that'll drop ship them and make them, and we can do it.
All right. I'm on board.
I already told Mike, the main Yinzer, the big guy. I told Mike that we definitely need to do a shirt that says Sid Bream was out, and then just dash Tim, like a quote.
No, listen, yeah, that.
That's what I would like.
And
to
I
do.
want to get intricate. I want Spanky on there, tagging his back foot while his front foot is not close to home plate.
We would have to make a drawing or something like a
Yes.
like a loose line drawing that's
Yes.
just enough that you can tell what the scene is. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, my art skills aren't very good, so
Mine aren't
we'd
either.
have to
We're
figure it
gonna have
out.
to get a hold of somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. All right, so what I thought, Ryan has her number.
The other Ryan, not your Ryan. Tim, by the way, nice to see you, Tim. Angela Bassett, really hot for her age. She
Timmy's right.
gorgeous.
That's my son. Yeah. Yes,
Gorgeous.
she is. And
Oh, it's just Tim. That's your son, Tim.
Yeah, that's my
Oh,
son,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that was your son, Tim. Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyway, in the movie discussion. So last week
We
had a discussion about movies. It was a fun time. We had a good time. Even the list sucked. I still had a good time, and we talked about some films. After we went off air,
That's when things got a little.
it got wild here because we got to chatting. So on air, we made a reference to a couple of movie titles,
That were
and you guys were saying like you did like
porns.
porn versions of the movie
Yes.
titles. The ones I remember you kept bringing up, I brought up Jurassic Park, which got I can see it in your face already. You've already got a laugh going. And you and Ryan brought up a couple, and as we're talking about this, we're having a chuckle, guys. This is completely off air. We had shut off the cameras, and I really wish I'd left the cameras on.
I couldn't breathe
because I found a list of like 200 or 300 porn like title names, and not every one of them was great, but some of them are off the chain.
It was like you would hit like 6 bad ones. And then hit 20 good ones.
Dude, and I just was reading them out loud, and we were rolling around this basement. This whole studio was just us laughing for 20 minutes the other night.
I was that. And then he came up with Wyatt Slurp. Dude. I thought that one was good.
So, Tim, Wyatt Slurp's a good one. I had so much fun doing that I thought we would open the show tonight by me rereading some of this list and just letting everybody watch you squirm.
I'm holding it down.
So I hope everybody is in for this. It's gonna be a treat.
Holding it down tonight.
So we're gonna spend about 5 minutes. We're gonna go through a list, and we're just gonna name some movies.
I hope you didn't nitpick these ones.
No, this is the same list I looked at the other day. I'll skip the really crappy ones.
I'm gonna do look. I'm not gonna laugh one time.
You're not. Is this a don't laugh challenge?
Yeah.
All right, you ready? All right, the very first movie at the top of this list, a classic movie that they've pornized, I guess you could say. How about Sperms of Endearment? The very first one, dude. You couldn't do it.
Well, no, because you can't start off with that.
You said it's a challenge, dude.
No, because the last one, it had some whack ones at the first 10. You can't start off with Sperms of Endearment.
It's number 1, dude. Look at it. Number 1, Sperms of Endearment.
You made this fucking list, dude.
It's the exact same one we read last week, fucker.
All right, keep going. Okay, starting now, I'm not going to laugh. No more. This is it. Hold on. This is it. I'm done.
You ready? This is number 3 on the list. You want to see number 3?
What's 2?
Saving Ryan's Privates. Yeah.
I could do it. I thought it was Shaving Brian's Privates.
That's another one I've seen on here, too. What about Romancing the Bone?
I'm not feeling nothing.
3 Men and a Barbie.
See, that could have been better.
Intercourse with the Vampire.
That's okay. I'm okay. I'm still...
I think this is the one that got us really rolling last week. When I said this one last week, we fucking died.
I'm not laughing.
Mr. Holland's Phallus.
I'm not laughing. I'm perfectly fine.
The Sperminator. Come and comer.
Come on.
Come and comer.
Come on.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Come on, okay. I fucked up this. Okay, let's start this over. Okay, no more after this. No more.
White Men Can't Hump.
You didn't say that one the last time.
You've Got Mail.
But that's a real movie name. But I but they rechanged. Oh my god.
Oh, Snatch Adams.
I'm good. That one was all right. Okay, that was just aftershock from.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna keep this list up, and throughout the show, I'm just gonna randomly plant a few in.
That's a good idea.
So at some point, you'll just hear me bust out. Oh yeah, Schindler's Fist, great movie.
Come on, man.
Beverly Hills Copulator.
Oh, stop, man. Okay, I'm good now. Okay, wait, are we still doing the challenge? Because I'm fucking lost. But
how Stella got her tube packed.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Wait. Stop. Wait.
You're not supposed to laugh, Tim.
Okay, I'm done. Okay, that was it.
Let me give you one more and see if you can avoid the laughter,
okay.
And then we're going to get on to...
Okay, I'll give you this one. I'll let you pick the one. I'll let you pick it.
What Wet Dreams May Come.
No, because that's too close to the real thing.
A Few Hard Men. Free My Willie. Ferris Bueller's Jerk Off. The Joy Suck Club.
I'm good.
Big Trouble in Little China. With Cunt Russell.
Does it really? Does it really say that? No,
Not the Kurt Russell thing, but
okay.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That's a good one. I will admit that's a pretty good one.
That was one that we fucking died on last week. I said that last week, and Ryan was rolling on the fucking floor, dude.
Wait, you said one.
There's so many on here, dude. This Forever Hung. Batman and Robin.
Yeah, wait, what? Batman and Robin? Oh my god.
Batman and Robin.
Oh, that's terrible.
Especially when you think that the Batman and Robin movie was the Clooney one. So Clooney fucking gooning all over.
Wait a minute.
Chris O'Donnell.
Wait. Stop. Was Boomerang on there? That Eddie Murphy movie, remember Boomerang?
Boomerang.
Yeah, it's called Boomerang. It's the black boy.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, dude, I gotta City Liquors. The Hunt for Pink October.
Dude, I thought you were supposed to throw these out every now and then.
I can't help it. They're too good, dude. Interview with a Vibrator.
Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, that was a good way to get started. All right, dude.
How Stella cut her tube back. That's a great one. That's fucking good.
That's top notch.
I bet the acting was probably B-budget at best on that movie. Okay.
I gotta compose myself now.
Yeah, because you said you were gonna stop it. You
No, I just kept going. I can't help it. It's like crack. Once you have one.
Forrest Hump.
I got a list.
Okay, let's get serious now.
We got some genres. We're just gonna talk about movies. We're gonna name some of our favorites. And we're gonna talk about each movie and whatever everybody else thinks, and then we're gonna sprinkle in some hilarity here and there.
I guess people are laughing at what we just did.
Yeah, because the shit's awesome. We're coming back to it though.
We're not done with the
No, we're definitely coming back.
Definitely
this list,
back.
there's like 400 strong, and we just named maybe 20.
Yeah, and that wasn't
Goodwill Humping. Field of Wet Dreams.
Oh, that I'm calm. I'm
Three fucking tears. Man on the boot.
Come on. Man on the boot.
I missed.
Oh. Okay, that's enough.
Let's get serious for just a second.
Okay.
So we've been laughing. Let's talk about maybe some dramatic films. I'm talking the kind of movies that like make you feel something or think something or might have a really great story. And I think I'll go with one that we talked about a lot last week that we said was one of the greatest movies of all time, The Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
That's probably, for me, the quintessential dramatic film. It's so good. It's so well acted.
Yeah, there is a lot of... it is good.
It's very good.
See, when I think of drama, I think of like A Few Good Men.
Yeah, that's not on my list, but that should be up there. That's a fantastic dramatic movie.
Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise in that movie are just fucking amazing.
It's probably both of their best dramatic performances that either one of them have ever done.
Yeah.
And that's a lot, because Nicholson's played some pretty good characters. I mean, he was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Chinatown. And
dude,
Chinatown.
Let's talk about how fucking awesome. That's like
great
a mystery.
Movie. It's classic.
Yeah.
Very suspenseful, good, dramatic. It's a good movie.
Oh, dude, Chinatown was so good.
The other 4 movies I have on my drama list here: Taxi Driver. You ever watch that?
Yeah.
It's classic. I love that movie.
I agree. I will say yes on that one.
American History X. You said you were kind of meh on that one.
That's a cringy movie.
It is cringy, but it's meant to be cringy. That's why I think it works so well.
Yeah, I mean, it did have a bittersweet ending. Like, he got out of that life.
Yeah, and then, of course,
his brother
the
gets
younger
killed.
brother
His brother tries to get out, and then he gets killed in the bathroom, yeah.
What's his name? Edward
Furlong.
Terminator. He only had a couple of really great roles in his youth, and he was phenomenal.
Well, he had a lot of...
He had issues, as most child actors do. But Terminator 2 obviously was classic. With him, his role was good in that. And in American History X, he was amazing.
Well, I'm sticking
great actor.
My guns, Terminator 1 was the best one.
I love Terminator 1. I like both of those movies. I think T2 was better for me because it was the right time in my childhood when it came out.
Yeah.
And everybody was into it. Like, I was in like elementary school and everybody was T2'd out.
I'm taking Terminator 1 because Arnold Schwarzenegger had no compassion in this movie.
Another classic drama. It's a little bit newer, but it's still a great movie. How about The Wolf of Wall Street? You ever watch that?
Yes, I actually love that movie.
That is a absolutely fantastic movie.
Was that really dramatic, though?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's telling a story, about him as, his job as the broker.
Yeah, but then they start robbing, like, doing scams and shit.
Yeah, it's not really an action movie. It's a drama.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Or, well, it's based on something, so it could be considered a biography, kind of, like maybe a...
It is based on a true story.
Yeah.
It's not really a biopic.
It's
They took this idea of a guy and turned him into this outlandish character who was capable of doing this.
Leonardo DiCaprio could play any role.
Just about any role, yeah. He
Yeah,
crushes. He's great.
I love him.
He's a good actor.
I do.
Hey, I mean, if we're going to just talk about him, dramatic roles, a couple really great ones, just him. Obviously, The Revenant is fucking amazing.
Dude, that bear attack scene was fucking vicious.
Brutal. So brutal. And it just coming back for more. It kept coming back.
Tom Hardy...
He was great in that movie, too.
I love Tom Hardy and everything he plays in.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Oh, damn. If I bump this thing
he's
down
like
here,
he's like a modern day Mel Gibson kind of, Tom Hardy, if you think about it. Because
he doesn't quite have the charisma that Gibson has.
Gibson was a wild man.
He's a charismatic dude, yeah.
I like, okay, going up, okay.
And you want to talk about Mel Gibson? He had a couple of really great dramatic films. Like really great ones. The Patriot.
That could be like borderline action.
It is an action movie, but it's very dramatic as well, and it just tells an awesome story of revolution.
Yeah, Patriot was good. We Were
the
Soldiers.
real obvious one. I didn't even think about that one. That's a good movie.
That's based on what's his name? What's his last name? The Vietnam guy. So was it Hal Morris?
I don't remember the name.
No, Hal Morris is a baseball player. Whatever, his name was Hal something.
Yeah.
But it was a real guy.
And then what's the other one with him? Braveheart. Good dramatic movie, yeah.
Was good. Dude, that movie was brutal.
All right. I think we got dramas covered, huh?
Yeah.
We got a lot of them out of the way. What about comedies, man? Now, this is one that we are going to have a lot to say
We're
about.
going back and forth on this one.
Comedy is my favorite genre, and so many good comedic movies have come out.
You drop your 5, I'll drop my 5.
All right.
And then we'll add more to whatever the fuck.
Blazing Saddles.
Okay, that's been part of my 5. But
I have to put a Mel Brooks movie in there somewhere, and I think that's probably the best example from him. Although Spaceballs and Men in Tights.
That movie was made to offend every single race that was possible.
It's beautifully done. It does it so well.
Well, Richard Pryor did some writing on it.
Oh, yeah. That's what makes it so great, yeah. That's part of it. And plus, Gene Wilder's awesome. And
dude,
it's a good
his
movie.
role... When he says, when a man drinks like that, he is going to die, he was like, when? I was like, that's great. Gene Wilder, man, I love Gene Wilder.
That scene was totally made up with the two of them. Mel Brooks told Gene, so just say something to try and get him to crack. And so the two of them are talking. He goes, these people, this town, they're made up of old, backwards people, a simple people. Morons.
And he laughed.
He starts laughing, and that was the effect. I was totally improv.
They could have got a better person than Cleavon Little to play that sheriff.
He was still really good.
Yeah, he died. I think in the '90s he died.
Yeah,
but he played the blind radio man on Vanishing Point, the original Vanishing Point.
Here's another old classic comedy that I think kind of set the tone for a lot of other comedies. National Lampoon's Vacation, the first one, the original.
I do like that, but I like Fletch better.
Fletch is a funny movie.
Yeah.
I think Vacation... I don't know. I think Vacation is definitely a little more classic style movie.
It is a classic. It had John Candy in the end, too.
Of course it did. Shot him in the ass with a BB gun.
If you don't have John Candy on this list, man, something's going to be a problem.
You know what? I have a couple movies where he's in it, but he's not starred.
Well, I guess we'll
get to it.
Yeah.
But John Candy, you want to talk about John Candy for a minute?
I love
that
John
guy.
Candy.
Great.
I think I really did cry when he died.
He was really great.
He was like a huge part of my childhood.
He was in a whole bunch of movies in a very short amount of time. In less than 10 years, he made a bunch of appearances that we all remember him for. So many of them.
Great Outdoors.
Great Outdoors is probably my favorite John Candy. The one where he actually stars in it. That movie's great. My Blue Heaven's pretty good. Wait, that's not him. That's
Canadian. A lot of people didn't like Canadian Bacon. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I watched it back then, like when it was a little bit newer, and I don't remember caring for it. But I've never seen it since, so I don't remember.
It makes more sense now.
What's the obvious one? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is also
that was
great.
a good one, but not my favorite.
It's a good holiday movie, and holiday is actually I have a holiday genre on here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. Because go on.
Barf.
Barf.
Spaceballs.
Oh, yeah. Back to Mel Brooks, like we were talking. He's great in that movie as well. Definitely probably one of his more outlandish characters, but, you know, he played it perfectly. He was great as Barf. Oh, God. I'm half man, I'm half dog. I'm a Mog.
One movie that got shitted on by John Candy was Armed and Dangerous. I thought that movie was fucking hilarious.
Now, in the 90s, there was a lot of really great comedies.
Yeah.
But there's two that always stick out to me as, like, just so much better quality than the others. Dumb and Dumber, I think, is one of the greatest comedies ever made. Dude, it's so quotable. It's so funny.
It is, but it's not.
It's like the very tippity top of Jim Carrey's comedic work. Like, he was never funnier in a single movie than he was in that movie.
I don't know. Ace Ventura is pretty.
Ace Ventura is excellent. But Dumb and Dumber is like a different level of comedy.
Well, it's crazy seeing Jeff Daniels.
And he is a very dramatic actor, and then he just crushes. Like, he's so good as Harry.
Seeing him
so
do
funny.
that, you're like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, he was really good. They were good together.
I liked it. It just.
And the other movie.
I won't even think.
I don't think you'll agree with this one, but I think that this movie has a lot of pull when it comes to 90s comedies. And that's Tommy Boy.
I like it. I like Black Sheep better, though.
Black Sheep, I think, has better jokes.
Yes.
Black Sheep has that whole political edge going with it because it's about it's not a political movie, but it's about a politician.
There is one thing Tommy Boy has over Black Sheep, and that's Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd was hilarious in that movie. Zelensky, yeah.
Okay, I gotta get this out here. I don't know how you made that list.
I just made lists of genres and started thinking
saying.
about.
Like, my comedy would be Trading Places.
It's a good movie, yeah.
Ghostbusters, even though it's not really comedy, sci-fi.
It's a Ghostbusters, yeah. That's more.
Like
I actually have that.
Action.
I have that later in my list under a different genre.
Okay, as long as you got it on the list.
I have it under blockbuster. So I made a genre called blockbuster, and that's just the really giant movies that may have a genre, but they're so big that it's like they would dominate the other genre they'd be in. So
I agree with your Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to put Trading Places on there.
Trading Places is pretty good, but you know what? That's the one with
Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, right. And it like he goes to be rich. He got 30 days or whatever. Or not? No, that's Brewster's. But
no, Brewster's Millions is good too.
That's a good movie too. Yeah, that was with Richard Pryor. I got it confused. Sell, Mortimer, sell. That's Trading Places, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I remember.
See, it's not really a comedy. It's an action comedy. You could consider it would be Silver Streak. That comes back to when me and my son used to watch that all the time.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, dude.
48 Hours.
48 Hours is more action, but it did have a lot of funny parts in it.
I mean, as Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Eddie Murphy was a fucking legend.
What about The 40-Year-Old Virgin? I wrote that one down.
Like that movie.
Because that was like the first like Judd Apatow movie that really fucking went nuts.
That movie was actually hilarious.
And it set up a bunch of movies after it. Like all those Judd Apatow films kind of started with that 40-Year-Old Virgin. So like the This Is 40s and the oh god, he had a string. Superbad, which is also
a great
fucking
movie.
Hysterical. That movie, I saw that in theater and I laughed my balls off, clean off, gone.
That was a good movie.
Superbad is hilarious, and but it starts with 40-Year-Old Virgin, and I think that opened this door for all those Judd Apatow style dirty comedies for like a 6 or 7 year period, and then they just quit making comedies. After
you got to put Tropic Thunder on.
Tropic Thunder is also very good. It's not on my list, but that's a good one too.
I mean that
Robert Downey Jr. in blackface is one of the stupidest and funniest angles I've ever seen in a film.
Somehow he got away with it.
He did get away with it because it was so funny, and they constantly call him out on it. That black character that's in the movie is constantly giving him shit about it.
Yeah.
You know, and they have that great like Oscar scene where he's like, "Remember the times when they tried to hold us down, brother?" And he starts like reciting the fucking Jeffersons and shit like that.
Yeah, and
he's like, "Bitch, you racist."
Whatever happened to that little dude that was in that movie?
He was in that, and he was also in another movie. He played like a bit part.
That was Al Pacino, Booty Sweat.
Is that what it was?
Booty
really?
Sweat.
I don't remember that.
No, that was his product on the movie. Booty
Sweat.
That's
right. Yeah. That was the thing. I don't remember.
And then they had Jack Black's was the Fatties.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the Clumps. You remember?
Oh, that's right. That was the movie. And he played every single character or whatever. That's right.
And they're just like...
Any other comedy movies you think you want to mention as some of the best of all time?
All time. Because this comedy has a pretty wide...
And I think that's a genre that we're probably more familiar with than most. I mean, I can think of comedy movies that hit me that I thought were like just so... Like, I thought Super Troopers Not only is that movie
That was
funny, but
funny.
it was real different for the time because it was kind of an underground, just a group of guys making a movie and it hit.
You had the Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Animal House.
Animal House, I was just going to say, too. I said earlier about the raunchy comedies and how Vacation kind of started it. That was completely wrong.
Caddyshack.
I have that in my sports. I have that as a sports.
I mean...
But it's also one of the greatest comedies ever made. No
Chevy
doubt.
Chase.
Caddyshack's awesome.
And
Major League, too. Also a great comedy, but I got that as a sports movie, yeah.
See, one thing is, a lot of people don't like Chevy Chase. He is a douchebag, but...
He does...
But I love his
I can understand
movies.
why people don't like him.
I love his movies.
Most of them, yeah.
Because he's a douchebag in his movies. But
He's
I
great
like
in Caddyshack. He's awesome in Fletch. Obviously, the Vacation movies,
Do you remember
Christmas
Spies
Vacation.
Like Us with Dan Aykroyd?
Yes, that's a classic.
Yes.
That's a good movie.
It is.
Those two did not care for each other after that movie. They lost their friendship after that movie for a long time.
Him and Bill Murray fell out on the set of
They
SNL.
fell out on Caddyshack as well.
Well, no.
Oh, that's right. They fell
That
out
was
on
the first-
SNL, and then they put him in Caddyshack,
Yeah, that
and
was
then
the first time, yeah.
that was the whole thing. Like I guess in Caddyshack, they did not write a scene. Harold Ramis did not write a scene for those two together, and halfway through filming, the movie company was like, "Yo, listen, we're filming a movie with Chevy Chase and Bill Murray. They need to have a scene together." So they put him in that one scene.
And I think that kind of mended things for them right there.
And it
too.
wasn't even a great scene in the movie. It was kind of lame.
He was just sitting in his house.
Yeah, they're just sitting in his house
smoking
talking
weed.
and smoking weed. Yep. In his little shack. His
What's funny is
Caddyshack, literally.
Bill Murray's brother's in that movie.
Yeah, Brian Doyle Murray. He's in a lot of Bill Murray
just
stuff.
like
He
him.
looks a lot like him, yeah. He
But
looks
he's
a
got
lot
that
like him
crazy
then.
voice.
As they got older, he kind of... Because
Yeah.
Brian Doyle Murray put on a lot of weight and stuff.
Oh, he did.
But he was one of those dudes, Brian Doyle Murray, he was in like a ton of 80s and 90s movies as backup characters.
He was in Ghostbusters, too.
He was in Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Noah's Arcade. He was that guy. He's been in like 1,000 roles. And he always plays like that smart guy who like has one or two lines. He always says something silly or funny.
Yeah.
Like in Caddyshack, he was like the ground.
He was
not
the boss.
groundskeeper, he was the boss. Yeah.
He ran the golf course.
Right. Oh, classic. All right. All right. Here's another excellent genre.
Okay.
Action.
Too many to name.
Too many to name, but I think one that we definitely agree on is on my list is T2. You say you like T1 better,
I like
but
T1
we can go with
better.
either one of them.
I like Terminator 1 better.
I've listed a few action movies here that I don't think you would have listed,
Okay.
but I love them. Probably one of my favorite, maybe my favorite movie ever, Desperado. Antonio Banderas,
That-
Salma Hayek.
Probably be in my top 10.
It's underrated. It's a completely underrated
Did
film.
you know that they were going to have Raul Julia play Buccio on that movie?
Also would have been amazing.
Could you...
The guy they got that played Buccio
was
is a
good.
complete unknown, but he was great.
He was
played
good.
the role really well. But
But-
could you imagine Raul Julia, one of the greatest
Dude,
actors of...
He
was so good.
He had the fucking script. He had the fucking script.
I didn't know that.
And he died.
Yeah.
He was going to be Buccio. How fucking amazing. Raul Julia is amazing.
He's a great actor, man. I love
was
him.
amazing, but... Dude,
He played a bit part in this movie from like 88 called Batteries Not Included. You ever heard of that movie?
no, but I did see him in Tequila Sunrise with Mel Gibson and
I've
Kurt Russell.
I've never watched that movie.
It's a cheesy, romance drama.
Well, I mean, it's named after one of the lamest liquor drinks ever made.
Well, it's like a
tequilas.
romance drama. Like Kurt Russell is a cop, Mel Gibson's an ex-drug dealer, but Kurt Russell and him are friends. And they're trying to catch this guy coming in, and the guy coming in is Raul Julia, and he's also Mel Gibson's friend, but he happens to be one of the biggest dope dealers. But then they throw a love wrench in there with Michelle Pfeiffer, and it's just it's watchable.
The other thing I love about the movie Desperado, dude, Selma Hayek's rack
Yeah.
is featured in a very hot, steamy
Well, you
sex
know,
scene.
Desperado is the sequel to
Yeah. El Mariachi.
Mariachi. Yeah.
And then they did that third one with Johnny Depp in it, Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Dude, Johnny Depp is fucking amazing.
He is, but that I didn't care for that movie very much. It was kind of lame.
It had a great cast.
Had a great cast, but it just wasn't like it wasn't Desperado. I was expecting like a new
no.
Desperado where the bad guy was Johnny Depp and it'd be this big, and it was just like
Well, Johnny Depp kind of was a bad guy.
he was, but it
Crooked
just
CIA
wasn't.
agent.
It wasn't what I wanted it to be. It was good, and
liked
they
it.
were still great, and Antonio was awesome, and Selma was still hot as fuck.
During like,
She's one of the finest ladies of all time, by the way. I love me some Selma Hayek. She's great.
I'll give her that. I'm gonna go my top action, and it's not really complete action, but it is. But dude, I can't help it. First Blood.
Oh yeah, Rambo, classic.
The first. I'm not worried about the second ones or just more action films. The first one had more substance than the other Rambo films. Like, there was more of a plot to it. There was more...
Yeah, they had to build up his whole backstory and why he was who he was.
That movie was just perfect.
It's very good.
It was perfect. It was fucking perfect. What are we doing?
Another, action movie. RoboCop's another one. Good 80s classic film that I love.
They did him so dirty in that movie.
Or RoboCock for the porn fan.
When I see you look at the computer screen, I knew it was coming. I knew RoboCock was coming. Oh, did you hear that? I knew Robo's cock was coming.
You love Robo's cock, don't you?
Yeah.
Action movies. Also, I have Pulp Fiction in here.
That's more of a drama.
That's more of a drama, I agree. But I put it under action because it does have some good action. It's probably that and Kill Bill are probably the most action oriented of the.
Well, Kill Bill is more action for Quentin Tarantino.
I'm talking about Tarantino films, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also have The Matrix in here.
Liked it, but no, I wouldn't put it on my top 10.
I think just the cinematography.
It was
in the action genre.
Nobody's seen that shit at that time.
It was groundbreaking, and the way that they were able to film people moving in a martial arts film like that, I thought was worth mentioning because it is pretty awesome what the Wachowskis did. And it changed movies. I mean, every action film for 10 years after that had at least one bullet time scene in it. Even comedies were putting them in it.
Well, fucking Scary Movie.
Scary Movie is a great example of that, yeah, but you've seen it around, you know.
I'm going to have to go for my second. I like older movies, like older action films. Like, I'd have to do...
80s action films were so over the top that it's like kind of hard to...
The guns, like the pistols were like this long. They had like 14 scopes.
Guys are walking around double-wielding shotguns and shit.
Hard Target was a good one.
I've never seen it.
With Van Damme.
I've never watched... I have only seen one Van Damme movie ever, and it was Sudden Death.
Oh, you're missing out.
I can't think of ever watching... I never saw Time Cop. I never watched any of those movies.
You're actually missing out.
I had a friend growing up who was a hardcore Van Damme fan, and he always tried to get me to watch the movies, and I just something about Van Damme I just couldn't get into him.
I like him.
I don't hate him.
I'm on Death Wish, Charles Bronson.
I've never watched that either. That's an old one. Yeah, it's a classic.
Steve, what's his name? Steve Goldblum, Jeff Goldblum. He played one of the rapists that killed his wife and scarred his daughter for life.
Derpy says the Steelers just made their draft pick and they picked a running back, the 3rd round.
Sanders ain't going anywhere.
He's all jacked off. He's like, I can't believe they fucked this franchise. They took running back.
I like more Western. I like a lot of Westerns.
I like Westerns too. I don't have any Westerns on this list, but I like Westerns.
My favorite Western, hands down, is Once Upon a Time in the West. There's just something about the characters, like Charles Bronson, and I think it's Henry Fonda. He's the older one, right?
Yeah, he's the old man.
Dude, there's just something about it. Like, because Charles Bronson plays a character called Harmonica, and he's always playing like this real creepy harmonica thing, and he's going after Henry Fonda because he killed his brother when he was a little kid. But it's the way they set the spaghetti westerns is always set up dark. They're always dark. The villains are always flamboyant, almost borderline gay looking. There's just something about that movie. So I'd have to go. Once Upon a Time in the West is one of my all-time favorite
classic
movies.
Action. Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Pirates of the Caribbean movies? Did you like those?
I like them.
I think the second one is really... They're all pretty good, but I think the second one's
Johnny Depp
really...
is
yeah, he's great. I think those are really good, fun action flicks. And they're silly and goofy, and they have some funny moments and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Oh, I had Fight Club written here as an action flick, too. That's more of a drama action, but that movie's so good.
I would go Biggest Mindfuck.
That movie is a good mindfuck.
Yeah.
That's a movie that gets better the more you watch it. Because they put so many little details in there, in that movie, that lead to the conclusion of him being...
You don't notice it
until you know the hook. And then when you watch it again, you start seeing these little things. Like how you never see Tyler Durden's reflection.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Anytime you see him in the mirror, he'll be in the mirror, you can't see him. But you see the narrator, you know, Norton's character. He doesn't have a name, but the narrator. You always see him. Little stuff.
That's pretty good.
Nobody ever... What was the other one? It was like something... The way they call his name, and they talk to him, Tyler.
You don't got a horror genre on there?
I do. It's later down. I still got 8 more genres on here.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, we got a bunch. We got to cut through, man, because we're gonna run. We've already been talking for a while. Okay, so that was action. Next, I got thriller, horror.
I didn't even get to tell you mine.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I thought you already did. What
no,
do you got?
No, what did I say?
Action.
Okay, I went with Death Wish.
Yep.
I?
You said Death Wish. We said Terminator.
First Terminator.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
No, Once Upon a Time in the West. That'd be my favorite Western.
Different movie, but yeah.
Yeah, that's complete. But you gotta watch it.
I don't have Western as a genre on here.
You
so
probably should have that on there.
I didn't think about the Westerns.
Because then you're missing out on Tombstone.
It's a good action movie. That's also a drama. It's
And a
Western. It's a Western. Any else? Action movies stick out to you that you love?
You gotta go Predator. Come on.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about Predator. That's a classic.
I mean, you gotta think Stallone and Schwarzenegger are the two biggest action stars in the whole.
It's true, man. What about Indiana Jones? Those are classic action films. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
You know that? Did you know that is supposed to be a prequel to the Raiders of the Lost?
It happens before Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I don't like that.
They don't really set it up that way, except for the date card at the very beginning. That's it. But it doesn't really connect with the stories other than Indy himself. Indiana Bones and the Temple of Boom Boom.
Rocky is an ultimate classic.
I have that listed under sports.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my top.
That should just be a top movie in general.
So let's go to thriller.
All right.
Thrillers. I have The Exorcist.
That's a horror film.
This is what I'm talking about. Thriller, horror, slasher.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like scary.
That's
The Exorcist. I think has to be just it's a classic. It's gross. It was nothing like it before it came out. It's got to be up there.
I'm going to take Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead's a good one.
Black and white.
Definitely a good one.
Only because nobody was doing shit like that when he did that.
How about, this is one that's off your radar, but I'm telling you, the original Nosferatu. You ever watch that movie from 1922? It's a silent film.
I've heard of it.
You have definitely seen the main vampire from Nosferatu.
Is that the big ears? Bald head?
Yeah. He's going like this. He's got the big long fingers. The movie is fucking scary. Because for one, it's a silent movie. So, like, when you watch it, there's no sound or anything. They always play music with it. And the music's real dramatic and stuff. And it has title cards. So, like, every once in a while, if someone walks in a room and they see something, they're like, oh, and they'll have a title card pop up. It'll say, like, oh my, what is that? Or whatever. You know what I mean? But, dude, it's actually awesome. And they remade it. Not remade. They did, they did a new movie kind of based on it called Nosferatu. It came out this year. Okay. Or maybe came out last year around Halloween or something. And I haven't seen it, but I guess it's really good.
Well, I got a good one.
But it's a good classic thriller. If you're into scary movies, it's worth watching. It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free.
I got one that's not on my list. And it was actually broken into a TV show. Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, yeah. Tales from the Crypt is awesome.
The movie.
Yeah, the original movie from like 1981 or whatever.
No, it was like 1970 something, 1968.
That
something.
old?
Yeah, that's that. I woke up to this. That's how I found this movie. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, she was at her husband's funeral or some shit like that. And I guess she was granted some wishes. She said, I want him back the way he was before he died or whatever. But he's dead and he's full of embalming fluid. So when they brought him back to life, he was just in agonizing pain. And like, he's in his casket, he's alive, but he can't do shit because he's all. So basically, I was like, this movie's fucked up. I said, that is a terrible wish.
You know, another movie that was kind of fucked up in that vein. You ever seen Creepshow?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like a Stephen King
Leslie Nielsen
novella thing. Yeah, he was in one.
Yeah.
They it had a bunch of mini shorts in one long movie. That's a pretty good one too.
That's where Tales from the Crypt got their idea from.
Really? Was that before Tales of the Crypt?
Dude, I think Creepshow was like 1980.
Yeah, something like it. It's early 80s, late 70s, somewhere in there.
Leslie Nielsen hasn't even played Frank Drebin yet.
What else we got here? I have now.
I hope the Evil Dead's on there.
Evil Dead should be. I didn't even think about that. Evil Dead 2 is actually one of my favorites of all time.
Dude,
Evil Dead 2 is awesome.
Evil Dead is great. Bruce Campbell's fucking
Bruce Campbell's
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
I was talking with my son about that. We watched Ash vs. Evil Dead as the TV show.
I haven't watched the TV show.
Dude, it's fucking great.
Yeah, everybody says it's awesome.
What's wrong with you?
I just don't watch TV.
Well, you probably should get on that.
I really don't watch a lot of TV. I'm just not a TV guy anymore. I used to, but I don't watch TV.
Ash vs. Evil Dead is absolutely fucking amazing.
And there's also an Evil Dead video game that came out a couple years ago that's also amazing.
I did not see that.
Yeah. It's an multiplayer online game. So you'll get in a group of like, say, 8 people, and one of you is the killer. So like the bad guy, the ghost or whatever, the Omicron or whatever, the spirit. And everybody else has to run from you and survive. and you have like a timer. Like if everybody can get out of the zone before you kill them, they win. But you also have the chance to kill everybody. So, and it takes turns, so everybody gets a shot to be the ghost.
I'd like to be Ash.
It's awesome.
Kill people.
I have Scream listed on here as a really good. That was like the first of those like parody thrillers, even though it was like it parodied thrillers, but it didn't do it in a funny way, the way that Scary Movie did.
Scream was just trash.
I love that movie. I love Scream.
Really?
Yeah, the sequels are all garbage. The sequels are garbage, but the first Scream was a very unique movie, and I like it.
I didn't like it. I thought it was like a terrible ripoff. Like they're trying to one-up Halloween or something. Like,
and now another movie that I've always thought is sort of a scary thriller, but isn't actually like a slasher. You ever see The Fly? You ever watch that movie, The Fly?
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
That's a creepy fucking movie. I don't know why I thought of that, but I wrote that down because it used to creep me out.
I'm going Texas Chainsaw.
It's good. Texas Chainsaw is a good movie. The original one.
What about Phantasm?
I never seen Phantasm.
Oh.
Yeah, I never watched that one.
Fuck, Jeff.
Pretty good? Who's in it?
Yeah. Nobody. There's
no actors.
No,
Cool.
well, there's
Sounds like
actors in it, but like
they're
not like stars. Nobody you would know.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Phantasm was great. Okay, I mean, once they started making Phantasm 32, 34, it kind of got a little bit old there.
Patrick Swayze's best movie, Dirty Lansing. Honey, I Shrunk Your Clit.
Wait, we're back on the... Wait, go ahead.
I'm just reading them off. Tango and Snatch. Whore's Whisper.
No, I'm cool now.
My Best Friend's Wedding.
I'm calm face. Look, I'm not going to laugh.
Doing John Malkovich. Wee Willie.
Can we talk about how good of an actor John Malkovich is?
The Harry Bitch Project. Yeah, John Malkovich's a good actor. We talked about this last week.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
He's like, I'm John Malkovich.
You talk exactly like this.
I don't talk like that.
All right, let's talk about sports movies.
Okay.
My favorite sports movie of all time, and I have not waned from this. I have said it 1,000 times. It's Caddyshack for me.
Mine's Major League.
I fucking love that movie. And Major League is right up there as well.
You're not beating Major League.
It's so funny.
Bull Durham comes close.
Slapshot?
Was that with Paul Newman?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It's very good. Funny movie.
Paul Newman played in a really good movie. He was a detective. He was in the mid-'60s. It was one of the best movies I've seen. Like,
I haven't watched too many of his films over the years. Like, I've watched Slapshot. I've seen, like, Cool Hand Luke. That's a good movie.
Classic
Phenomenal.
line.
It's absolutely phenomenal. What's the one where he plays the pool shark?
Fuck.
There were 2 pool shark movies that came out. One of them is with Jackie Gleason. Like in the early 60s, and it was really good. It was like Jackie Gleason's one of his few like serious roles. And then there was one where Paul Newman played a pool shark, I believe.
I'm trying to think here. Let me take a look at here.
And I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember it was a good movie.
Paul Newman's awesome.
But sports movie. How about The Sandlot?
That would be more.
There was a lot of like kid sports movies that came out in the 90s.
I would mark that in a different category.
But a couple of them were really great, and The Sandlot is probably the best of all of them.
What about The Replacements?
Replacements is also real good. It's not really a kid's sports movie.
No,
but of that genre, like the kid sports, there was that. Like Little Giants was a fun movie. You know, like Air Bud was kind of fun, kind of lame but fun. But like really good, like Mighty Ducks. Okay,
that was
the
good.
first 2 Mighty Ducks. I like the second one a little better. Yeah, they're kid sports movies, but they're just really good sports movies. Another kid sports one was like Rookie of the Year is also a great baseball movie.
See, let me tell you why I didn't really care. I mean, it was a good movie, but I would never even put that on a list.
It's not on my list as the best, but if we're talking about kid sports movies, I'll
tell you why. It is so fucking unreal. Like, I know a lot of movies are unreal, but come on. This kid falls out of a tree, now he can throw it.
Yeah, he can throw. Yeah, but also, and
he plays for the Cubs.
You know what other movie came out the same year? Angels in the Outfield. And you're gonna give me that argument with Rookie of the Year, and then Angels in the Outfield comes out.
I never said Angels in the Outfield was even good.
That movie sucks. We watched that in middle school in the auditorium. They fucking played that movie for the whole school one day.
Wait a second, I think they played for us too.
Yeah, you were probably there. You were probably in the same damn room with me. I was in like 6th grade or whatever.
Yeah, that movie was awful.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Tony Danza.
Christopher Lloyd.
Tony Danza was pretty good in Hollywood Nights, though.
He had some decent roles here or there. I loved him in the show Taxi.
Angelo.
Yeah, who's the boss is so stupid.
Angelo.
Good impression.
That's all. that show is ridiculous.
Sports movies. I love all the Rocky movies, but Rocky 4 for me is my favorite.
Dude,
I like it better than the first one.
I'm going first, too.
But the first one's a fantastic movie.
Oh, won an Oscar.
Yeah, it's excellent. It shouldn't have won the Oscar that year. Taxi Driver came out that year.
Oh, bullshit, dude. Rocky fucking deserved it.
That's like a big controversy. I guess the 1976 Oscars, Best Picture of the Year, was loaded. And Rocky won it. And everybody thinks that Rocky was like the worst of the 5 or 6 movies that were picked
that was like
year.
one of the best movies ever made.
I know it is. That just shows how good that year was. Because like Taxi Driver was on that list.
Well,
and there was a couple other ones.
Godfather 2 won it the year before.
That was 75, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 72 and 75 were when those two movies. And the third one didn't come out.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was 75. Rocky was 76. Godfather 2 was 74. So that's 3 fucking great movies.
Yeah, of course. Well, the 70s had great movies. The 70s and 80s both had great movies. When times suck, the movies get good. That's pretty much how it works out. Movies from the 1930s are like awesome, and then movies from the 50s kind of suck. But then like the 60s, 70s, and 80s had excellent
That's when
movies.
John Wayne movies started getting really good.
Yeah.
Was the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, right. And you started seeing guys like Paul Newman and Steve McQueen.
Dude,
and all those guys really come
King
through.
Of cool.
Yeah, he was cool.
I love Steve McQueen.
Any other sports? I have Happy Gilmore written down too.
I guess you could say that's a sports movie. When you say
dude,
sports,
any movie that is based around the sport is a sports movie. Whether it's a comedy or a drama or an action. I mean, Field of Dreams is a sports movie, but that's a drama. But it's a sports movie. Caddyshack is a comedy, but it's all about golf and a golfing club. That's a sports movie.
Okay. I do like that movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To me, a sports movie is a movie based around sports. It doesn't have to be a comedy. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Miracle?
You know, I actually like Mr.
Fucking awesome.
Baseball.
Mr. Baseball. Is that the one with
Tom Selleck?
Oh no, I'm thinking of the one with Bernie Mac.
Wait.
Mr. 3000. That's the one I was thinking of.
Was that Mr. Baseball when he played in the Tokyo League?
I think you're right. I think that was Tom Selleck, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
I actually like that one. Because he was some big shot in the majors, and they sent him over to Tokyo or something like that. He had to play in the Tokyo League. Quigley Down Under was a good one too.
I've never seen that either.
Damn, Jeff.
Never seen it.
These are some. You got Tubi, right?
Yeah. I don't watch TV.
You need to.
I have 19,000 screens in this house.
Dude,
none of them watches television.
I got a list on Tubi. There's like 30 movies on
Yeah, I don't
there.
even use Tubi. I have it. I downloaded it. Once in a great while, I'll think of something and I'll find it on Tubi.
If you want to see the old movies, the old class, that's where you got to go.
Any more sports movies you want to mention?
What about Days of Thunder? Could you consider that sports? That's racing.
Yeah, it's racing.
That was a great movie.
That's Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember that movie very well. It were like NASCAR racing or
Yeah.
It's not Formula One.
No,
it was like NASCAR, like stock car.
Yeah, it had Carrie Ells in it, and I'm so good with names, but I forget tonight. He played on Walking Dead. He also played in Cliffhanger. This guy.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name.
He's always like a supporting character.
Yeah, yeah.
He's never a main character.
He was in Mallrats.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. The bald guy, right? He played Merle in Walking Dead. Is that who you're thinking
Merle.
of? Yeah, yeah, that guy. Yeah. He was in Mallrats. He was in a bunch of weird movies. Yeah, he always plays like an off character.
Like a villain or something.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I don't remember his name.
Wait a minute. Oh, man, actually, we forgot Escape from New York.
Oh, yeah. Kurt Russell. Yeah, that's a classic. Snake.
Yeah, he's like, call me Snake.
Good movie. Call me Snake.
Then
Escape from L.A.
That was all right.
I liked... Escape from L.A. was the original, the first one, right? That was the old one.
Escape from New York was the original.
Oh, okay, that's the original one. Okay. Whichever one came first was the one I liked better. I've seen them both, but I can't remember which one came first. Because one of them came out... Escape from New York was the first one. Escape from L.A. came out, 15 years later. It came out a lot later. In the mid-90s.
97.
Yeah, while the first one came out in 81 or 82 or something.
I'm trying to find that Paul Newman movie. I'm still stuck on it, dude, because I feel like you need to watch it. It's such a good movie. Let me see. I'm going on close. I'll know what it is when I see it.
All right.
Harper. Yeah. Right. You have to watch that Harper. It's like a mystery type thing. But I'd have to say one of my other favorite movies would have to be, a lot of people would disagree, would be The Hateful Eight. Quentin Tarantino.
I haven't watched it yet.
Mystery.
That's one of his later ones. Yeah, it came out more recent. Might be his latest one actually.
That was a good one. And then The Magnificent Seven, the original one, was good. That's what I mean. Just movies that are hard to. It's so hard to put movies into like the best of.
Some of them, yeah.
Because there's so many good movies.
How about gangster movies?
I'm gonna go
mob movies.
My favorite, of course, the obvious, Godfather.
Gotta be Godfather.
Yeah.
And 1 and 2. I got both of them listed here. It's hard to separate them because both of them are so good.
Put them side by side.
Yeah, they're right there. They're right at the top. They are what kind of created the genre. Not created the genre, but made the genre how we think of it. It started with Godfather and it kind of ends with Sopranos, and all kinds of mob shit in between was just that. Goodfellas, obviously.
Once Upon a Time in America with Robert De Niro. They're Jewish gangsters.
Yeah, that's another thing I brought up. It doesn't exactly have to be, Italian mob.
That movie was good. It's like 3 hours long.
I actually wrote down Warriors. That's a gang movie. It's a good one.
Oh, you mean
the Warriors came out like 79-ish.
You could put that in the action genre.
Yeah, I kind of a gang movie in my opinion.
Movie.
Movies that have to do with gangs in general, I think, kind of qualify, like the mob movies, like your Casinos, Goodfellas. I also wrote down Gangs in New York, dude. That's a good fucking movie, dude. Bill the Butcher.
Daniel Day-Lewis is fucking amazing.
He is top notch in every single role. Did
you know he don't get out of his role?
No, he sticks to it for the length of the film that he's filming.
Why people probably don't sit by him when he does.
And people don't like him because of it. Yeah, because he could be like I saw a thing when he did that My Left Toe. You ever see, or My Left Foot? You ever see that movie? You never see that movie? It's from the 80s. It's one of his early roles. And he had like some sort of disease, like ALS or something, that made it so that the only part of his body he could move was his left foot. And he became a writer. He was like in a wheelchair. He's all bound, and he's like Stephen Hawking-esque,
Daniel
Day-Lewis. And he would write with his left foot. I think he won an Oscar for it. It's a really good movie.
Speaking of good movies, I got 2 movies that you need to check out.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. Hold on. And, okay, one is To Live and Die in L.A.
Okay.
That has... William Peterson. He played on, what is it, CSI? Dude, I don't know how he did become a bigger actor than what he did. I mean, once he hit CSI, he played the dad on Fear. But like, once he hit it's like this guy was fucking amazing in the 80s. Like, I just started watching his movies, and here's the other one I want you to watch, because it's basically. Remember I told you Red Dragon's a prequel and a remake at the same time. Well, yeah, that movie that you'd want to watch would be... Hold on. Yeah, Manhunter.
Manhunter. That sounds like your kind of movie, dude.
Oh, well, that could be a porn if you want.
You love hunting the men, don't you?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It's all about the men, Jeff.
Do you like fantasy or sci-fi movies at all?
I kind of like Crawl. That's my dirty little secret.
Crawl?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's like 3 hours long, too.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like fantasy,
sci-fi. Like Conan the Barbarian, shit like that.
Yeah, that could be fantasy for sure. That's definitely fantasy. Those movies are kind of lame, but...
The first one was good.
Red Sonja was another one in that, like... Remember Red Sonja? That was another one with Arnold and them. I think there's a couple big ones here that are hard to pass up. Obviously, Star Wars movies are pretty good. There have been some shitty ones lately, but the OGs are really good movies. And they really inspired a lot of sci-fi going forward.
I did like the ones with...
The old Harrison Ford ones.
Jackson.
Oh, yeah, the prequels trilogy.
Dude,
yeah, those are good movies. I love them.
The first one was boring.
I love the original. The original Star Wars was a classic.
Well, not the original Star Wars from the 70s, but the original prequel.
Oh, the Phantom Menace.
That was boring.
Except for any scene that Darth Maul is in. That's to do with the red face paint and the double. He was awesome. He's in 15 minutes of the movie total. It's like a 3-hour film, and he's literally in 15 minutes. And he was the face of the entire ad campaign and everything, and then they fucking killed him, dude.
Well, remember they brought back the uncut version to the theaters years after.
Yeah.
Me and my son went to see it. The shit was like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
We left. We didn't stay there. We started watching this is fucking boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
But then you got the second one that comes out. That's when you start
the Clone Wars and all that stuff. Yeah,
dude, that's when I got into it.
I have the Lord of the Rings trilogy listed here. To me, dude, those are the quintessential films, like blockbuster, over the top, special effects, the greatest acting, the best writing. Lord of the Rings, to me, nails it. Like, those movies are so good, and they're so over the top. They're obviously based on some of the most beloved books of all time. The books are excellent.
I never got into that.
Did you ever really watch those 3 movies, dude? Like, sit down and watch all 3 of them?
Alan Rickman.
No, those are Harry Potter, which are also excellent, but I don't think they're quite the best. They're not. Lord
of the Rings was like, my precious.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, those movies.
I don't get into that.
They're unbelievable. They're so good.
I didn't get into that.
I have The Princess Bride listed here as a fantasy movie.
That's fucking hilarious.
An excellent film.
It's
hysterical.
A comedy.
One of the best.
It had Andre the Giant in it.
Yeah. Everybody move!
Dude, I like that movie.
Everybody in that movie is perfect. It's like perfectly cast.
Who directed that movie?
Rob Reiner.
Okay, that explains.
Yeah, Meathead. He's a good director. He made some pretty good movies there in the 80s and 90s.
Actually, like, speaking of comedies again, I have to say The Ballad of Dewey Cox.
Oh, dude, that movie is outrageous.
He's like, you don't want this dirt.
You don't want this. You don't want any of this marijuana. It'll make you feel great. I kind of do want it. You don't want to touch this,
Remember when
Dewey.
he did the cocaine?
Yeah.
He's like, I think I want to try some of that cocaine.
He's like, it makes sex amazing. He's like, I kind of want to try it. No, you don't.
Like,
it's the greatest feeling in the world.
He's like, what is the downside? He's like, there is none.
There is none. He's like, can I get addicted? It's non-habit forming.
He was like, and you never shared your drugs with us once. Not one time. He's like, you had sex with me twice, and now I got confused feelings.
There's like a string of movies there that he is in. John C. Reilly. Most of them are like Will Ferrell movies that he's in. But dude, he nails the role and is so funny.
Have you ever seen him do serious shit?
Dude, he was a serious actor first. He was in Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
He was a serious actor before he like fell in with that like Will Ferrell crowd and started doing comedies. But dude, he is great. Like he's awesome in Dewey Cox. That movie is fucking hilarious.
I've never seen a movie like that, quite like that.
He's great in Step Brothers.
The Wrong Kid Dad.
Yeah, dude, he's funny. Talladega Nights is a good movie. He's excellent in that movie.
That's when I first started really seeing him do comedy.
Yeah, Talladega Nights kind of made him popular. You know what I mean?
This shit.
Yeah, John C. Reilly is his name. He's great. He's underrated as a comedic actor. Like he's up there in my opinion.
He's underrated as an actor. Period.
He's just a funny dude, and yeah, he's a good actor. He was in Boogie Nights, dude.
Yeah.
Boogie fucking Nights. He was in. That was one of his early roles.
He was also in Days of Thunder. Now we're speaking of.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
Cool. What else we got here? Fantasy. E.T. E.T. is a pretty fucking groundbreaking film.
It is, but I like Gremlins better.
Gremlins I like better too.
Come on, Gremlins.
I think E.T. is like the better like quote film, but Gremlins for me is a fun ride.
Did you ever see Steven Spielberg's first movie, Duel?
Duel. What, it came out in like the early 70s?
It was
I
like
imagine.
70.
Jaws came out in 75.
It was before Jaws.
Yeah, that was his breakout.
Like 72 or 73. It might have been 71. But yeah, that's it's about a crazy trucker.
And then one more sci-fi movie. I really like it, and to me, it's kind of different from anything else. Starship Troopers. No. You don't like that movie? Come on, that shower scene. It's hot, dude.
Come on.
It's a good movie. You don't like Starship Troopers?
Okay, what about Maximum Overdrive? That could be sci-fi.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
/ horror.
Yeah, that's I'd give that a sci-fi. Yeah, it's not as good as Starship Troopers, but.
No, it's better.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
Definitely is.
How about holiday movies? Any like holiday films that you consider to be
Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the Way.
Definitely.
That movie sucks, by the way.
I kind of liked it.
It was silly. It's a silly movie.
My daughter liked it.
It's not a Christmas movie that I want to watch every Christmas. But if it's on, I can watch it.
Phil Hartman doesn't get the credit for that.
Phil Hartman's an amazing actor who, it's a shame that his wife went fucking bonkers because he could have been. He was just about to become a true superstar. You would have seen him in big movies playing roles like John C. Reilly does, like that second fiddle to somebody who's like outrageous.
You know what kind of movie?
He would have been perfect.
You know what movies I see him playing in? The movies the dude that played on Breaking Bad has.
Oh, like Bryan Cranston? Yeah. He's a good actor like that. He could do those kind of roles. Bryan Cranston can do everything. He's a great actor. He's funny.
He is.
He's his serious, like, dude. Breaking Bad is one of the greatest television shows ever made.
At first, I had to really get through the first couple episodes because they were boring as shit.
When they get into the second season, and he really starts he starts taking the operation big before he meets the whole Gus Fring character and stuff. It gets wild. And then when I think it's the third season when Gus Fring comes in, the Polos del Hermanos and all that shit. The chicken place that he owned.
Is that the one that's got the? Oh yeah.
He's the black dude with the glasses. The real prim proper.
Was that before?
Awesome.
Was that before or after the Mexican guy? They killed the quiet.
That was in the first. Oh, the quiet guy dies with Gus Fring in the end of the fourth season. So
the old man?
Yeah, the old man. Ding, ding, ding. He had the little bell on his wheelchair. Yeah, they die together. Remember, he blows half his face off?
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
I couldn't remember when.
We are spoiling Breaking Bad for anybody, by the way. I feel bad. Anybody who hasn't watched that show, we just spoiled the ending. But you should watch it. It's awesome.
What,
yeah, El Camino?
Yeah,
it's good.
Was that supposed to take place right after that?
Right after. It was like the story of Pinkman after Walter White dies.
Does he really die, though?
Yeah. Yeah, he's dead. Fucking dies, dude. He had cancer. That was the whole point of the story. He had cancer. He was going to die.
That is right. He did have cancer.
That was the whole reason he did it. Was because he found out he had cancer in the first episode, and he was a teacher, and he couldn't figure out how to make money.
Did he actually die of cancer in the show? Or
he doesn't die in the show, but they leave it to that, everything goes dark, and it's yeah, he's fucking dead.
And then that's when the movie El Camino.
They don't show him die, but he dies off screen, essentially.
Kind of like Tony Soprano.
Sort of like totally. Sopranos ending kind of sucks.
They could have.
I like the ambiguity of it.
They're definitely saying he got hit at that.
Yeah, they're definitely with the song playing and stuff. They're suggesting there was a hit.
If James Gandolfini didn't die, they could have played it off as nothing happened, and he gave the business to his son, and they could have used his real son because his real son looks exactly fucking like him.
By the way, we should do an episode like this about TV shows. We go through some genres.
Oh, dude, Knight Rider would be in my top.
Knight Rider's up there. Yeah, it's a good one.
If you grew up in the 80s, if you didn't like the A-Team, Airwolf, or Knight Rider,
there are a few good car TV shows from the 70s and 80s that were good.
Dukes of Hazzard was late 70s.
People give it a lot of shit, but it was a very entertaining show.
Because of the Confederate flag.
Yeah, sure, I get it. God. I understand why people don't like it, but the show itself was silly and had a lot of action.
Nothing to do with racism.
Great theme song. Yeah. The Duke boys were.
Boss Hogg was the shit.
Awesome, Boss Hogg. Good character.
Roscoe.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
He's like, Roscoe, you idiot.
Roscoe, you big dummy. Smack him with his hat.
Then he was married to Lulu. Lulu, the big lady.
Chips, remember that show?
Yeah. That was
Motorcycle Cops. It was, there's a restaurant right in town here. And for some reason, my wife and I go there once in a while. It's called Hash and Smash. It's like a breakfast lunch joint. And we'll go down there and get some pancakes. Dude, they have 2 TVs on down there, and it's always playing fucking Chips for some reason.
Well, they like
and dude, we sit there and we watch it. We're just like, dude, I used to watch that a lot as a kid. I love Chips. It used to be on FX when I was a kid. They played the reruns. Well, and me and my dad would watch the shit out of that. We'd watch Dukes of Hazzard and the old Batman.
Adam West.
Yeah, they would show them every day in the afternoon after school, and I'd watch it.
Like I said,
Chips is a good show.
Don't watch Knight Rider when you get older, because you will see the fakeness.
I was never into Knight Rider. I watched it a little bit when I was younger. They would play reruns, and I thought it was cool, but I just didn't really get into it.
I loved it.
But I do like the Hoff. I think the Hoff is cool. I like Hasselhoff. I've always liked that guy.
Well, I mean, fuck, he gets drunk and eats a cheeseburger on the floor and somehow comes back on top.
Back and better than yet. Next thing you know, he's doing a SpongeBob movie. What's up with that?
And then they roasted him.
Good for him.
Yeah, they roasted him.
I like the Hoff. He's awesome.
I do too.
Anyway, we mentioned holiday movies. We were saying. So, I mean, they're going to be holiday movies when a holiday comes every year you want to watch, right? For me, it's like, I think A Christmas Story. Everybody knows I love The Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Christmas Vacation is another one.
That's another, yep.
I can't even read my own handwriting here. Home Alone is another one. Speaking of John Candy.
I like The Christmas Chronicles.
The Christmas Chronicles. I don't know it.
With Kurt Russell playing Santa Claus.
Oh, that's that newer one from a couple years ago. It was on Netflix. And they've made a sequel to it too, right?
Yeah, and his wife.
I did watch it. I watched the first one. It was good.
Real life wife, Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, Goldie Hawn. She's in it.
Yeah, it's Mrs. Claus.
It's a good movie. We watched it. Yeah, we liked it, and they've made a sequel to it.
You can't get a better Santa Claus than Kurt Russell. Come on.
He looks the part with the beard and stuff. He does it well.
Somebody said his face looked like a pair of Wrangler jeans.
Like a what?
They're doing mean tweets. And I guess somebody tweeted, and Kurt Russell was reading me tweet. I think they said his face looks like a pair of Wrangler jeans, or something like. And he was like, "Like what the fuck, dude?"
That's fucked up.
Saying he had an old ass face. He laughed at it, though, but I mean, Kurt Russell's.
Are there any like silly like Christmas movies that you know that everybody thinks is stupid or you know is dumb, but you still find yourself watching it?
You know, a movie I don't like.
What's that?
Home Alone.
You don't like Home Alone? See, I mentioned that. That's a great movie. I love that movie.
I'll watch it, but it's not.
The scenes where the robbers are getting hurt is the best part of the movie, and it's like 20 minutes. It's like literally 20 minutes of the movie, and that's what they did. All the ads for the movie.
They're doing them, they'd be dead.
Yeah, and there would be lawsuits filed, and
like
the homeowners insurance would be paying millions of dollars.
Didn't one get like a clothes iron pitched at his head at like 80 miles an hour? Like
paint cans to the face,
bowling balls to the head.
Scorching hot pokers and scorching hot like the flame burns his hat and like melts the hair off of his head.
So like
doorknobs on fire and shit like that.
How did we not mention City Slickers this whole?
City Slickers, good comedy. Yeah, it's a funny movie.
Billy Crystal.
I've never seen the second one though. There's a second one and I never seen it.
It's good.
I only seen the original. Hey, what about Three Amigos? That's another good comedy. Martin Short.
That's an awesome movie.
It's a great movie.
Steve Martin.
Chevy Chase. We were talking about Chevy Chase movies earlier.
I like Chevy Chase.
I got a couple more genres, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
Comic book or superhero movies? Are you into any of those?
Oh, yes.
See, now like the Marvel movies, I never got into. I've seen a couple of them, and I know it's a whole 20-something movie thing, but I never really got into it. Maybe one day I'll sit down and binge them.
I like the DC ones better.
And I've never been a big comic book guy, although it feels like every comic book movie that I do sit down and watch is a good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a lot of the Marvel ones are not accurate
to the comics. You mean? Yeah. I don't follow comics, so I wouldn't know.
It should have been Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, then like a Spider-Man Fantastic Four like collabo.
Well, they tried to do Fantastic Four movies and they failed. Yeah, but they did a couple of them and they were not good.
Is, the Venom story is never going to be right because the only way it's going to be right is if they do a Fantastic Four and a Spider-Man collabo and they go.
Never going to happen in the movies.
Yeah, because they're the ones who brought back that alien thing. But I will say the Venom with Tom Hardy is pretty fucking.
That was a good movie. I like that movie. Yeah, I saw that one.
Carnage was
I got some older ones on here.
Punisher. I hope you got Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Loved it.
That's a comic book movie.
Yeah, it was like a live action.
Yeah, it was excellent. Oh, remember April O'Neil? What was her name? I liked her. That actress.
I like when they switched the actress to the second one.
You like the second one better?
I like the second
one too. But I was I think I liked the first one because that was.
Casey
when you're a kid.
Yeah.
We mentioned him last week. Elias Koteas or whatever. Koteas. Yeah, he's a good actor. That was one of those movies as a kid that we wore it out. Like we had the VHS.
Yeah.
I was like 7 or 8 when that came out, so like it was right up my wheelhouse. And like we had the VHS, and we watched it. We wore the tape out. The tape broke. We watched it so much.
I used to get chills when Shredder would walk out.
Hamato Yoshi.
Yeah, he was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He looked crazy when he took his mask off.
Yeah. I remember looking at it thinking, oh man, he's Japanese.
What did you think he was going to be?
I know, I was a kid. I was like, I thought it was going to be like Tony Soprano or
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal would have been perfect. He's like, I should have squashed you when I had the chance, you fucking rat.
Yeah, he's like.
And then he just karate kicks him in the face.
Like, I'm going to kick you in the face.
Kick you in the fucking face, you fucking rat.
He's such a cornball, but he's made some good movies.
Have you seen this? You know, he did an album.
Yeah, and it starts off with like, "Give me the punani."
Give me the punani.
Yeah, I want some.
I love the punani.
He really.
It's
did
so
it
bad.
He did it with an accent too.
Also, everybody says that he was the worst Saturday Night Live host of all time. You ever seen that or heard about that?
Yeah, they didn't want him back.
He was bad. He was not good, even a little bit.
Because he didn't want.
There's some really good interviews with people.
You weren't allowed to make jokes about him, or
he didn't want to be the butt of the joke at all. And the whole point of hosting Saturday Night Live is to be the butt of the joke. Yeah. Like that is literally the point.
He's a cornball. Wait, there's so many movies that we didn't mention, like Unlawful Entry with Ray Liotta.
Never seen it.
He's a cop and he basically falls in love with Kurt Russell's wife and he just breaks the law
to fuck her.
Well, he don't fuck her.
Oh, okay.
He tries to kill her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll teach her. Did you like the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves from the 70s?
I did. I like Gene Hackman's role.
Yeah. Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
The first 2 Superman movies, I think, are excellent. Remember, the second one was the one where it had
Well, Gene Hackman
Zod.
came back. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in it too.
He's like one before Zod.
Yeah, kneel before Zod.
Well, I got the one before Zod because I was watching Robot Chicken. It was like working out with Zod, and he was like one before Zod,
dude.
2 before Zod,
Robot Chicken
3
is
before
underrated
Zod.
TV show, by the way. That show is excellent.
It
is so funny, and like the gags on Robot Chicken are just top notch. Like the shit they do with the claymation is outrageous.
It is funny,
and like they have such silly jokes that are so dumb. That just you just watch it, it's just hilarious because it's in claymation. You know what I mean? Or they'll have like their versions of celebrities, or
shit. They'll use toys.
Yeah,
and yeah,
like they'll do episodes with like Legos or shit.
That shit's hilarious.
Back at Star Wars, dude, they did a whole Star Wars episode of Robot Chicken, and it's definitely worth watching.
I've seen it. Did you see?
Fucking classic.
Did you see the Robot Chicken when they did the G.I. Joe? Where you know how they're talking? You know, you see them like videos like "Welcome to our company," so it's like "Welcome to Cobra."
Yeah.
And he's
yeah, it was like was
there's a guy.
Set up like a
guy
video.
was crushed. He was like dead. He's like get him out of here. It was hilarious. And then, like the one guy, what was it? What happened in Cobra Commander? He's like, this is unacceptable. It was just like so funny. Like Seth Green hit a home run with that.
He's a funny dude.
He is.
A couple more comic book movies real quick. Batman Returns.
Loved it.
I like a lot of I think I like almost all of the Batman movies. But Danny
DeVito.
He is so good as the Penguin.
Killed that fucking role.
He was excellent as the Penguin, and Michelle Pfeiffer's good as Catwoman as well. She nails it.
And can we talk about how Colin Farrell fucking crushed it as the Penguin in that new Batman movie?
So I have not watched the new Batman movie. That's the one with Robert Pattinson plays Batman.
A lot of people did not like that because of him, but dude, that movie.
Colin Farrell was good, huh? He's a good actor. I always liked him.
Well, he was so good they gave him a fucking spin-off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a Penguin spin-off.
Is there really?
Yeah.
No way.
With Colin Farrell, yeah. He's fucking awesome, dude. And the guy that played the Joker, he played, I can't remember his name. He played the crazy fucking preacher on There Will Be Blood.
I have not watched that movie.
Oh, dude.
That's another Daniel Day-Lewis movie, right?
But
he won an Oscar for it. I gotta watch it.
He plays crazy, and he played the Riddler pretty well. Like, I mean, dude, the movie was. I thought the movie was a fucking. If I had to give it a rating out of a 10, I'd probably give it about a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, I'll give it a look.
If you can get past the Robert Pattinson part, because as Batman, he's fine.
Dude, the only reason people don't like him is because he's Twilight. And those movies, dude, they're not for us. Like, we are not the people who love comic book movies and stuff aren't exactly the kind of people who are watching Twilight.
Exactly.
The people who are watching Twilight are our wives, right?
Yeah.
I understand why people don't like them because of that. However, I've watched those movies with my wife. The first couple of them are really fucking cheesy, but they get decent, and the last one is a good fucking action movie. Like,
is it really?
Yeah, like, because there's this big war, like the werewolves and the vampires, and they have this giant war, and it's a really cool scene. Like, it's not the whole movie, it's just the last half hour or whatever, last hour of the movie, but it pays off well. Like, they set up the stories really well, and in that fourth movie, it pays off. And Robert Pattinson is really good in those movies. People just don't like him because the whole sparkly vampire thing was such a trend, and there's a lot of romance involved, and I understand why people don't like it, but he's good. And he's good in everything I've ever watched him in. I haven't seen him in a lot, but I've always liked him.
I will say this, I don't really... He can pick the Bruce Wayne character up a little bit better. Like, he made him pretty much like an emo.
See, that's another thing with Batman. It's like, every Batman actor plays Bruce well or plays Batman well, but nobody seems to really nail both aspects, except for, I think Adam West nailed it, and I think Michael Keaton nailed it. I like Val Kilmer as Batman. I thought he was excellent as Bruce Wayne. Like, he played that snooty, but he wasn't a great Batman, whereas fucking, what's his name, Batman Begins, he was awesome as Batman, Christian Bale. But I didn't like him as Bruce Wayne.
I'm going to throw a very unpopular opinion out there. I'm going to say it.
Lay it on me, dude.
Ben Affleck.
Oh, yeah, everybody likes Ben Affleck as Batman.
I loved him as Bruce Wayne, too.
And that was a good movie. Like, that was a legitimately good film. I loved it. I thought it was a good flick.
I thought Ben Affleck nailed it. I'm sorry. I don't care. He played a damn good Batman and a Bruce Wayne because he knows how to play like a douchey rich guy.
He is a douchey rich guy.
Well, he's not really.
He's definitely douchey.
Oh, dude, that was Good Will Hunting when he played douchebag. He was from Boston.
No. In those movies back then, he played douche really well. Now he is douche.
I don't think he is a douche.
He's a douche.
I don't think he is.
I think J-Lo ruined him.
I think J-Lo ruins everything she puts inside of her vagina.
That's true. She has a massive vagina attached to a massive ass.
Dude, she probably does got a blown out vagina.
I want nothing to do with J-Lo. Everybody talks about how hot she is and how they want to hook up. No thanks.
No, it only lasts about 2 years.
No thanks, J-Lo. I don't want her.
It
doesn't bother me. Her age doesn't bother me. She still looks good for her age and everything. But I just never once have I looked at J-Lo and thought, damn, I'd smash. I love me some J-Lo.
I thought about that.
I mean, I think she's pretty. She do have that booty.
That's the only thing.
I did like the halftime show she did with Shakira. I thought that was pretty groundbreaking shit.
She did a song with Iggy Azalea where they're rubbing their butt cheeks off each other, and I thought that was pretty hot.
Do you know what it's called? I'm going to look it up for research purposes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll talk about that later. I have one other superhero movie listed here before we get to our last subject. You ever watch the Deadpool movies?
Yeah, I like them.
Dude, they're so good. Have you seen the new one with Wolverine?
I've only seen the first one, unfortunately.
The first one is really good. The second one has funnier jokes, but the movie, like the plot, isn't quite as good. But the third one that just came out last year
Wolverine
it's a must see.
Well, they had Blade in it.
Dude, they had everybody in it.
Blade was in that.
But dude, we went and seen that in the theater the weekend it came out. All right, it came out like on a Friday, and so we went the next day. We went on a Saturday.
Wesley Snipes is Blade.
And when he steps, because we weren't spoiled, we didn't know any of this. So we're in the theater, right? And like that scene in the movie is halfway through the movie, right? So like all this shit has built up, and then they have this scene where there's like this war, right, between like the good guys and the bad guys. And the crew of good guys starts walking into the room, and you're starting to see these characters. You see characters from the first Deadpool movie, like that little teenage girl and the other, like the Thing-looking dude.
Yeah.
They come in, and then somebody else comes in, and all of a sudden, dude, you see motherfucking Gambit, and it's Channing Tatum dressed up as Gambit from X-Men.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, because I watched the X-Men cartoon as a kid, and in the cartoon, Gambit, that's the only time Gambit was awesome was in that cartoon. But he was fucking awesome. He comes in, he says something, and he nails it. Like, he does the accent, that Cajun act, crushes it. And then behind him comes Wesley fucking Snipes dressed as Blade. And the theater erupted. There haven't been a lot of times I've seen movies in the theater where everybody went, or like, whoa, or whatever, but it was one of those moments. People were fucking tripping.
Why did we not mention Blade in anything?
We should have, yeah. Well, when we're talking about superhero movies, he's got the superhero movie.
It's so hard to make a list. There's so many fucking movies. You can't
tens of
say,
thousands of
here's
movies.
let's make a list of 5.
But that's the whole point of having conversations. We just talk about what's the best. But yeah, Blade's great. Blade 2 is also excellent.
Third one teetered.
Third one's kind of lame. Yeah, I didn't care much for it. It was okay. It was still Blade. It was still action.
Yeah.
But it didn't. The story in the first one is way better.
The first one was a lot better.
When he come on screen in Deadpool vs. Wolverine, I'm telling you, dude, it was a fucking pop. It was like WrestleMania. It was like he shows up on the screen and the place went fucking nuts.
Because people want another Blade movie.
Everybody wants it, and now that he did that role and he played that part, and somebody, like I saw an interview with him, he talked about how he loved getting back into that character.
Somebody else is going to do it.
And just being a smart ass mother. Because, like, dude, Blade's, like, his thing was that he was a smart ass and that he was cool and calm and he would just whoop your ass. And he had one-liners. And he busts out a couple of the one-liners from the old movie. And he was awesome. Deadpool vs. Wolverine is one of the best superhero movies made in the last 10 years. It is really great. It's hilarious.
That's tough.
The fight scenes, there's 2 fight scenes where Deadpool and Wolverine fight each other. And both of them are unbelievable. One of them happens inside of a Honda Odyssey. That's the whole joke. They are on a road trip inside of a Honda Odyssey. And it turns into a fucking bloodbath.
Look, because that's right.
Neither of them can die.
Yeah.
So they're just shredding each other to pieces and just regenerating in real time. And the way that they use that gag, that whole can't die, can't be like permanently hurt gag, is outrageously good. Because that's the whole thing with both of those guys, is that they can heal, right?
Yeah.
And so the 2 of them getting into a fucking gun and knife fight inside of a Honda Odyssey.
That's ridiculous.
It's so
There's no room. There's no fucking room.
That's what makes it so great, dude. And, like, while it's going on, like, they hit the radio and some fucking lame-ass song comes on. I can't remember what it is.
Probably play the
and they're
song
fighting to this
scene.
lame song. It's so good, dude. I can't... you have to see it. You go home tonight and rent it.
Okay, I will. I'll watch it.
Deadpool, I might go watch it tonight. It is so fucking funny. It's outrageous. It's on Disney Plus, dude. You gotta watch it. I have 2 more genres, okay?
Okay, what are they?
Musical. You mentioned one last week, a movie that I do not like.
I love it. Rocky
Horror Picture Show. I'm not into it, man.
Best little whorehouse in Texas.
I will say with Rocky Horror, I only watched it once. I watched it once back in the 90s when I was young, and I was not into it then. If I watched it now, maybe I would appreciate it. Plus, Tim Curry is a great actor. I love me some Tim Curry.
I gotta take these. I got the restless legs.
Oh, dude, you're not going to be hitting me with them stanky dogs like you did last week,
dude.
did you?
Well, no, these shoes shouldn't stink this week.
Okay, yeah, you smelled fucking terrible. But you said your feet were wet last week. That's why they were so bad.
These probably smell like rubber.
Musicals. So you mentioned that. You also mentioned Best Little Whorehouse. That's with Dolly Parton?
That's Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds.
I've never watched that movie.
It's pretty
That was like a late 70s, early 80s.
There's what was it, the Sweeney Todd thing?
Oh, yeah. I never watched that either.
I did not know it was a musical.
That was a play first, and then they adapted it to a movie with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, when I watched, I was like, I don't want to fucking watch this.
Yeah.
I thought it was an actual movie.
Yeah, and there's barbers singing about cutting hair and
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Like, fuck this movie.
Wizard of Oz?
Can you really consider it a musical?
Yeah, 100% it's a musical, dude.
Yeah, but there's
like 10 songs in that fucking
movie. There's more dialogue than singing.
It's a musical.
Yeah, but a musical's supposed to have more music than dialogue.
No.
Yeah.
How many movies do you watch that actually have more music than dialogue?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Might be one of them.
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
There's more dialogue in that movie than singing.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
No, there isn't.
You ever watch a movie? Okay, this one's not really a musical. It's more of a documentary. Okay. But it's about music, so I'm going to count it as a musical. Woodstock. You ever seen the original Woodstock movie?
No. Can you count documentary?
I count it because it's about music.
What about Spinal Tap?
I would consider that a musical comedy.
That was hilarious.
That's a funny movie.
When they all played the song, they all had bass guitars.
All had bass, yeah. And now on the bass, Cliff Burton.
What was it? The bigger.
And featuring on bass.
It's like the bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing. That shit was hilarious. And the bass was like burl.
Yeah, it's 2 notes.
That's ridiculous.
My last theme on your genre, and then we're gonna end it.
Okay.
This one is one I just called it blockbuster. So like, there's all these movies that were like the hit of the year. Okay, we mentioned Jaws.
That was a great movie.
That's a blockbuster, right?
Great movie. Ghostbusters.
That's a blockbuster, right? Titanic. As much as we don't really like that movie, that was a fucking blockbuster. Avatar. Avatar's on my list.
I don't like Avatar.
That movie, I call it a blockbuster, obviously because it made $1 billion in the theater.
Well, yeah.
We went and seen it when it came out in the theater, right? Remember, that movie was the first movie to really use like all the new 3D tech that was coming out. And so we saw it in 3D. And to this day, I still have not seen a movie that looked that good in 3D. Like, in 3D, in the theater, that movie was kind of mind-blowing. And I understand why it made billions in the theater, because it really was awesome. The acting is kind of lame.
Didn't James Cameron do that?
Yeah, it was a James Cameron movie.
Every movie he does is fucking gold, dude.
Even if they're not that great. And Avatar really isn't that good of a movie.
Did they have Avatar
The thing that makes Avatar awesome is the 3D effect. Because it's all CGI, and the CGI looks cool.
And they had Avatar sex.
The acting is... Yeah, they had a sex scene. It's not a dirty sex scene. It's very PG.
Don't they connect their tails?
They connect their tails, yeah. It's like that scene in Demolition Man where it's like they put the thing on their head or whatever.
Film.
Yeah. But
dude, that's terrible sex.
But Avatar was so good in the theater with the 3D effect. I've watched that movie 3 or 4 times since on TV. It's never been even close to being a good movie. It is not a good movie. But it was such a mind-blowing blockbuster at the time.
People loved it and ate that shit up.
And it was good. And if they ever re-release it in the theater with the full 3D, I would go see it again, and I would like it just as much. Like, I thought it was really cool for what it was.
What about John Wick? We forgot about John Wick.
John Wick is awesome.
I love it.
I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen any of the... There's
seen
4.
all 4.
I haven't seen... And they're making a 5th one.
Are they?
Yeah, they're filming a 5th one.
He died in the 4th one.
Doesn't matter. They're filming a fucking 5th one.
Well, is it the spin-off with the girl?
I have no idea because I haven't seen any of the sequels. I don't know.
I'm not a fan of that. Because I read about that.
Keanu's in it. Keanu's playing John Wick.
Oh, then he's got... Well, yeah, but this is supposed to take place around the He's being chased. Ever since the end of the second one, he's being chased by assassins. He don't get a breath. But I guess this girl's story takes place somewhere between the second and third one, while John Wick's going around killing all these different assassins, trying to do whatever. But I don't like that idea. I think they find a way that he faked his death and bring him back.
A couple other of these blockbusters. So I mentioned Jaws. That to me is like the original blockbuster.
That's just an all around classic movie.
It's like I don't think, I might be wrong about this, but I don't think the idea of like the big summer hit movie was really a thing until Jaws. I remember seeing somewhere like the whole idea that we think now you think like every year there's a bunch of really big movies that always come out in like May or June that are like the movies of the summer, right? And then they play all summer and people go see them. And then they do the same thing again in like October. You start seeing like Christmas movies, scary movies. They all come out in October, November, and they run through Christmas.
Yeah.
And then usually one or two big movies come out right at Christmas. There's always like one big movie that comes out right around Christmas. But the rest of the year, there's like movies will come out in the theater, but there's never really a really big hit.
They're just like good, decent.
But the fucking blockbusters are those big ones. So like Jaws is a good example. Another one I picked here actually was Jurassic Park.
I liked it, but I wasn't a fan.
That was a massive movie, though. Like, when that came out, it was very, not just popular, but, like, that was, like, the first time you saw dinosaurs so realistic.
That'd be, like, I don't know, like a blockbuster. I mean...
I also have Back to the Future listed here as a blockbuster.
You know what? I don't like that movie.
You suck.
You
suck. Back to the Future, all three of those movies are awesome.
I don't really care for Michael J. Fox. Him and his little...
Why are you making fun of the guy? He's got ALS, dude.
I'm not, dude. That's the shame. Somebody else just died from that.
Lou Gehrig had that disease.
Oh, it was Steve McMichael.
Oh, Mongo, yeah. R.I.P., man. I was a big fan of his.
He just died.
Former Bear, obviously. He was on the 85 Bears, and also a pro wrestler in the WCW for years. When I was watching pro wrestling, he was one of the Four Horsemen. Yeah, major bummer about Mongo.
Dude, I've seen pictures of him.
Yeah, he looked bad the last couple of years.
He was probably like 80 pounds.
I saw a photo recently, because Lex Luger, who was a pro wrestler, WWE and also WCW, who was also a favorite of mine in the 90s, he also is really fucked up now.
Really?
Like, he's in a wheelchair. He's lost a bunch of weight, and he still gets around. Like, he does shows. Like, he does these conventions and stuff. And he met with Steve McMichael maybe about within the last year, and they did a photo op together. And it's kind of gross seeing the two of them together because both of them lost so much weight. Mongo obviously was really struggling because he's been sick for the last couple of years. And he's been bedridden. But Lex Luger, too, is so skinny, he just doesn't look healthy anymore. And seeing the two of them together in the same picture was kind of like a, damn, these guys are getting old.
You're like
type
these
moment.
fucking people I grew up watching. Now they're just fucking...
who were big and strong, powerful men. And now they're just fucking
pounds.
decrepit.
Well, Dan Hampton used to go see him a lot. I believe it was Dan Hampton.
Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Yeah, we left out a lot of good movies.
We did, but that's okay. There's so many, as you said, there's so many to talk about.
Like Blade.
Mentioned that's a great movie.
Left out.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of good comedies that we left out. What about all those good stoner comedies that we love, dude? Cheech and Chong. Dude, Up in Smoke, one of the greatest comedy movies ever. I love Cheech and Chong.
So what the fuck, dude?
Next movie is another Cheech and Chong. Dude, Half-Baked?
That was good, but that's more of a...
Dude, that's a generational comedy.
It is.
Stoner comedy. When it comes to just stoner comedies, that's a generational stoner comedy.
I'll give you that.
Dazed and Confused?
That was a good movie.
Classic. Almost Famous?
Didn't like it.
Not really a stoner comedy, but I love that movie. Cameron Crowe. It's a good one. Let's knock off a couple of these off the list here.
Let's go back to let's go back to our fucking what is it, our competition?
All right, we're gonna finish the show today.
We're gonna retry the competition.
We're gonna read some of these here.
Don't laugh.
And we're gonna see if this douche does laugh or not.
I'm not gonna laugh. Watch.
Not gonna laugh?
Nope. Look.
I'm just reading these and I'm fucking cracking up.
Here we go.
Hold on, let me go back up here. Okay. Jumping Jack's ass.
You had to start with that. I'm not laughing though. I'm not laughing.
Planet of the Gapes. 28 Lays. Judge Head.
Wait, what movie is that supposed to be?
Judge Dredd.
Oh.
That's a laugh.
No, that don't count.
Caddy Snatch. Orifice Space. The Whore Is Not Enough. The Brady Munch. The Cox and the Mound. Pump Fiction.
I'm doing it, dude. I'm doing it.
Jackie Brown Eye.
All right, now.
Position Impossible.
That's a good one.
Silence of the Loins.
Oh, come on.
Play It to the Boner.
Dude, I'm doing good.
Natural Born Jigglers.
What does that mean, balls or tits?
Titties.
Titties?
I hope so. The Flint Bones. I Know What You Did Up the Bummer.
That's a good one. I'm so okay.
Lubrication Man.
Wait, is that supposed to be Demolition Man?
Yeah. Throbbing Hood.
That's a good one.
Throbbing
Hood. That's
Throbbing Hood, starring Kevin Costner.
Wait, hold on. You might have just said that might be the guy's real name.
It has to be.
I'm going to look it up right now. Throbbing Hood.
Rambone.
I seen that one.
A Rear and Pleasant Danger. Splendor in the Ass. Ass Wide Shut. Mr. Holland's Anus.
Oh, listen. 2 office workers dressed as Robin Hood and Maid Marian try to stop a pair of greedy executives from robbing the company blind. That's Throbbing Hood?
Throbbing Hood?
They actually gave it a plot?
Well, yeah, those old porns, man. They always put plots.
Well, let's see who's in it. It came out in 97. Let's see who's in Throbbing Hood. It stars Britt Morgan, Rick Savage. Hold on. Bianca, Damian Cashmere, Jessica Wilde, Buck O. Rogers, Bobby Martin, Scott Baker, Jose Duvall, David Christopher, and Jace Rocker.
I feel like I know who Buck O. Rogers is. That's the only one. He's like an old man.
I know who Britt Morgan is, and I know Rick Savage.
I don't know him.
Well, I don't know him, like, personally, but Rick Savage, he's in a lot of shit. What was the other one? Pounding Miss Daisy?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
Yeah, Pounding Miss Daisy, yeah.
Or Driving Miss Daisy's genitals
I think it was
or something?
Pounding Miss Daisy. Willy Wanker Up the Chocolate Factory. Diddle Her on the Roof.
Nope, I'm doing good. Doing good.
The Man Who Blew Too Much.
That's probably a gay porno. What? You seen
Mad
that?
Max Beyond Thunderbone.
Oh, come on. What's with the bone shit now?
Single White She-Male. Tales of the Backside. Waiting to XXX Hail.
What? They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that.
Men in Back. Ball Street. Spray It Forward.
Oh, I like that one.
E.T. the Extra Testicle.
Come on. Oh, come on.
Great Sexpectations. 6 Degrees of Penetration. The Truman Blow. Get Harder.
Get Harder. Wait. What's that one from?
Get Hard. That's isn't that Get Hard? That's like Stallone and somebody else.
I thought that was a Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell movie. Wasn't that Get Hard?
No, that was. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. Pulp Friction.
Wait, you got it. This one better be good. This better be good.
The Negrotiator.
Why would they even do that? Hold on, let me see what's going on here.
Oh shit. A Midsummer's Night's Cream.
What?
Much Ado About Fucking. Blothello.
Wait a second. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, here we are. Okay, we're good. We're back.
One Blew Another in a Cuckoo's Nest.
That's...
Boys on the Hood.
I'm hanging
Cliffbanger.
Tough. I'm hanging tough.
Maximum Boner Drive.
Okay, they did too much with that one now.
It's a good one, dude.
Wyatt Slurp.
Black Draft.
Shut up. What's the cover look like?
Risky Jizness. Who's eating Gilbert Grape? Black Cock Down.
Yeah, that's a famous one. That one's famous.
A Pooter Lips Now. Honey, I fucked the kids.
Oh my god.
The Midget Bones Diary. McHale's Gravy.
That's a good That's a good one.
Throbbing Wood, Prince of Whores. The Crocodile Humper. Forrest Gimp.
Oh god.
Add Mama to the Train. Twin Cheeks. 8-inch. Gangbangs of New York.
Wait a second. How come I can't see the things?
Oh, I don't have it up on the screen, dude.
Oh, we off.
I just have the chat up. Yeah, I don't have it up. Booty Shop. Glazed and Confused.
Somebody keeps posting. It said
The Wadfather.
The Rodfather.
The Rodfather. Lawrence of Arabia.
Come on.
Breast Side Story. The Jism of Oz. The XX Exorcist. L.A. Confidential.
That's a good one.
Empire Strikes from the Back. The Spoogative. Bum Fight at the O-Gay Corral.
Oh, dude, that's definitely a gay fucking flick. Bum fight at the OK.
At the O-Gay Corral, yep. Bum fight at the O-Gay Corral.
Wait, could you let's just put ourselves in this position for a minute. Not the bum fight, but could you imagine the meeting boards for these movies?
There's no meeting board, dude. It's just a couple of dudes are like, okay, we're gonna fuck some bitches. What's the theme?
Yeah.
What's a good old movie we can do? Oh, let's look up a list of movies.
Shoot it forward.
Right, and they're like, oh yeah, you guys remember that James Bond movie, Goldfinger? Yeah, let's do Boldfinger. Or
Or Brown Finger.
Remember that scary movie, Sleepy Hollow? Yeah, let's do Sleepy Swallow. Let's do a guy with a pumpkin head and he's sucking a dick.
Listen, I still picture all these scumbags in a fucking room and they're like, we gotta think of a name for our fucking film. And they're like, how about Boomerang? And they're like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, let's go with that.
Any Given Come Day.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Mary's Poppin'. The Pelican Queef.
The Pelican Brief was actually a good movie.
It's a good movie, yeah. They're getting
but-
kind of lame now. We've got through most of the best ones. But
This is where we started dying down last week.
so next week, guy.
Ryan will be back, hopefully, to add some excitement.
Not next week. I will not be here.
Not next week, the following week.
But the following week, and we're gonna rebrand the show. We'll be the Three Gooners starting that one. This is episode 11 we're doing right now. It's our last episode as the Two Cranky Jagoffs.
And then we'll be getting back to
Back to gooning.
Yeah, gooning. We're looking it up before we get off air.
I looked up on Urban Dictionary and I shared it, and that's the one.
What is gooning? What is gooning? Give us a minute. We're going to find out what gooning is for all you perverts.
What is a gooner?
Gooning is a slang term sometimes used interchangeably with edging, referring to a sexual where a person manipulates their sexual arousal to a high intensity without reaching orgasm. It involves build-up to a near climax state and then strategically slowing down. That's not gooning.
Yeah, you're right. Google's wrong. Everything is wrong on the internet. What you believe and say is right?
Then why would they even say that? Like, I gooned my wife outside, but he ends up fucking for like 2 minutes. But there's people watching. Okay, I'm good with the gooners then, because I like the edge.
I like the name.
I like the edge.
Edging. We like to edge people
edge.
like Edger and James.
Edger James is the king of edging.
He was all right.
So when Ryan comes back, I'm sure you'll laugh at us bickering at each other,
right?
And probably get some more We'll just talk nonsense.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely talk nonsense.
It's going to be nonsense.
Plus, we're going to have some sports kicking up here in the next couple weeks. Baseball's finally really getting moving. The draft is gone now, so you'll start seeing some more free agent moves because teams know what's going on. We'll have more sports to talk about.
And you'll see the Bears win a Super Bowl next year.
You really bring that? You really brought that here.
I threw it in there.
It's not going to happen, dude.
I didn't say it for fact. I just know we're going to win a Super Bowl soon.
All right.
And it's going to be next year.
Dropping fucking loads.
All over the division. And you change your battery.
We're going to close the show with the
Is
jazz.
our outro?
Yeah, let's do the
All
outro.
right, that's our outro, baby.
Is that going to be it?
That's it.
This is the intro and outro song. I would like to get another song, though.
We're going to have to get something a little bit crazier. Let's do Prison Sex from Tool.
No, we can't use... that would be awesome, but we can't use, like, a copyrighted music. I'll have to look around. There's all kinds of free music on the internet that you can use. Like, this song is, like, a free one that I found on a website.
I'm going to miss this jazz, though.
Well, we're still using the jazz.
Oh, we are?
Oh, yeah, we're not losing the jazz. This song is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, we're keeping the
Well,
jazz song, but we...
The only way to make this show work is if Ryan's bitch ass shows up next week.
Yeah, I know, right?
He better. We kind of need him now.
That's all right. We don't have to have him.
Yeah, but it's nice to have him.
It is
around.
nice. I like him. He's
And
done
if
a
we
good job.
restructured our whole shit for him, then he most certainly needs to fucking be here.
He needs to fucking show up.
Yeah. Ryan, you're a douchebag.
You're a douchebag, Ryan. I hope you're watching.
I hope you.
We've been on the air for like almost 2 hours. He's
We're-
probably not watching.
No,
it.
Ryan, I'm gonna drive my car through your front door.
Right through the front door.
Right through the fucking front door.
Right in the living room.
Right up his asshole. Like, I came. I like that one. I came.
I'm gonna come.
All right.
Aren't we touchy today?
Well, we are out of here. I'm gonna go eat something. I'm gonna get something to eat.
Let me give me some of that, that, shit, that stuff we used to eat all the time.
Pussy.
Pussy, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could get some of that to eat tonight. That'd be great.
I could, but I'm not good. I'm tired.
What?
I'm tired, dude. I'm gonna drink one more beer, and then I'm gonna eat something, and I'm going to bed.
You probably should go up there and eat her cooch.
I'm not doing it.
Why?
Because that involves me waking her up. And waking her up is usually not the best idea.
Are we still being recorded?
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Awesome.
still
Keep
live,
it
dude.
going.
Yeah, everybody's watching.
Keep it going.
No, it's time to go.
No, you
Later, everybody. Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna come.
Oh my.
I'm gonna come.
That's great.
Dropping fucking loads.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.